Well, as far as they know, we just faded out.
Oh, okay.
And we're now unmuted.
Oh.
Because we're going to do the show thing.
Oh, yeah, do that.
Let's do the show thing. The views and opinions expressed by the participants of this broadcast are their own and not necessarily shared by the sponsors, organizations, or individuals mentioned in this broadcast. It will contain topics and language unsuitable for younger listeners, and parental discretion is advised. You're listening to 3231 Nomad Radio. Nomad Radio. It is Wednesday night, April 20th, 2022.
72 degrees.
under clear skies. What's going on, everybody? I am Matt. That is Ben. You are watching 3231. This is Nomad Radio, and we are on the air, which I'm so grateful that we have this.
Unlike last week where we were not live on the air.
Yeah, so we had some issues on the last broadcast. My apologies for that. We got.
Well, you didn't do it on purpose.
No, but I'm still.
We had equipment failures.
I still regret it.
Yeah.
We're currently we have a TikTok window open because we're also live on TikTok. If you're not following me on the TikToks, you can go to the TikTok app and look up 3231, just like the name, and just like I am everywhere in fact, right there on the bottom. Oops,
except on YouTube for some strange reason.
Ben's a lot closer to it than I am, where you can point down there.
Oh.
There you go.
There we go.
Okay.
Right.
But we're broadcasting on TikTok as well. Just if anybody wants to roll in, we're letting them know that they can go to youtube.com/3231 or youtube.323.1. It works either way in order to join the conversation on our live chat. But we already have a few folks here.
This is professional.
Professional, it is.
I know.
Absolutely.
This is a little bit fancy. Just a little.
We're all getting fancier. But we already have Jamie in chat. We got David as well. We got Joe Wee on here as well. Casey is kind of lurking on us on the TikTok. Casey, come on over to youtube.com/3231.
They might not have a YouTube account. That might be what's stopping them.
Casey's got a YouTube account. Come on. Maybe she doesn't want to reveal her YouTube account.
That could be it, too.
Like, she doesn't want to reveal her screen name because she's a lurker, because she's naughty like that, maybe. Or
she just likes to watch and not say anything.
Yeah, that might be it. But, yeah, we are live, and we are in color, in person, and very happy to see you all. Thank you all for joining us. There are too many cameras for me to look at. But, no, we appreciate you very much for coming by. I've noticed, I said it on TikTok a couple times, I noticed how many times I say I'm appreciative and I'm grateful. And then I'm like, well, what's wrong with that?
Nothing.
What's wrong with saying that all the time? I appreciate that because I do. I'm grateful because I am. So
we are grateful for every single listener, even if there's only 5 of them.
Absolutely. Well, there's more than 5.
Oh, I know there's more than 5, but
because if you'll notice
there's 5 in the chat room right now.
On the screen in that direction, up in the corner, we got the latest subscriber, Sam, who recently joined up with us on TikTok.
Sam Goodfellow, isn't he from The Hobbit?
She is a Hobbit.
Oh, she is. Oh, yeah. I'm sorry.
Been looking forward to the show this
week. Thank you, David.
No one more so than us, David. We've been looking forward to doing this show. And where
we had to overcome some hurdles to be here tonight, guys.
Yep.
This was not just pieced together last minute.
Yeah, and you wouldn't know this, but we're not in the studio right now.
No,
but because of Ben and production magic, you wouldn't know that. But can I say
that teleported?
You may. I don't know if you want to do this, Ben, but if you get up and come over to this side, you'll see on a nice big screen we are looking effing gorgeous.
Oh yeah, no, I can see that.
All right,
I can see we're looking gorgeous. Yeah.
This is very cool.
Matt's been very good at making us look handsome.
Like I said,
and we sound good too, right, guys? Everybody sounds good. You guys can hear Matt.
Oh
and
yeah,
I?
do we?
I hope so.
Yeah, that's kind of half the thing. Look good, sound good.
Yeah.
There's only so much.
And there's no connection issues either. I don't see any drop frames.
No.
Compared to the last time we tried to do this, and it was like 90% drop frames. We're like, nope, this is not going to work.
We got a new friend on TikTok as well. I've made a few friends on TikTok this morning. We got Aztec, who's watching us on TikTok. Aztec, and if you want to join the conversation, you can go to youtube.com/3231 or youtube.323.1 in order to find our Nomad Radio playlist. Sound is on point. Excellent. Good to hear.
We spent a lot of time getting this sound to sound good, and we know we're almost there. And it's like, okay, what are we going to do?
On both platforms, yeah.
What are we going to do to make it sound even better? And it's like, ooh, that's an endless journey that I don't know if we want to go on, because we sound pretty good now.
No, when we've talked about it, off camera, we said that there were a few things: solid internet connection, and the AC, and maybe those better microphones.
Yeah.
Because that's kind of more of a want. Sounds good. I think Ben sounds a little louder though. Well, is there any way you can lean over, Ben, and crank me up a little bit? Crank my microphone up a little bit?
Or I can crank myself down. Yeah.
No, I think. I mean,
just you up.
Yeah, I think just turn, because I'm trying not to be loud, and I am. I don't want to eat. I'm eating the mic right now. Maybe I don't want to eat the mic. But yeah, just turn my microphone up just a smidge. Might do the trick. So I'm in charge of the video. Ben's in charge of audio. I think that sounds pretty good. What do you guys think? You let me know. I could be louder, but I kind of don't want to, just because.
All right. So you went up and I went a little bit down.
Okay.
So we'll see if that. How does that sound,
Yeah.
guys? Does that balance out?
We love the feedback.
I get very excited sometimes, and I get a little loud.
Yeah, Ben is kind of a mic eater, only because he hasn't been on stage as much as I have, and Ben just has more push to his voice. That's true. Well, that's because he's doing this. That's because a lot of time he's using his radio voice.
Oh, and I use them, and I move the mouse. There we go. Okay, well, that's cool. All right, that's good. We're getting a little closer.
Ben also has access to the mouse and keyboard, just like I do. So even before we started the show, we're like dueling mouse. I'm like, give me the mouse, Ben.
Yeah, and I wasn't even supposed to be adjusting anything. I was just touching the mouse so I could feel included.
Well, okay, so Ben, what we're going to do is we're going to treat you like a 5-year-old, and we're going to say, turn the mouse off.
Yeah, right.
This is basically unplugging your controller, and then be like, oh, you're playing the game. You're doing so good, Ben. Just
there, I turned it off.
Now you can move the mouse around all you want to make yourself feel happy. So there you go. That's how
so we were supposed to do a very special tribute last week, due to us losing one of the funniest comedians of our time.
Yeah.
And I definitely Gilbert Gottfried was always somebody who I looked up to in the comedic world, and probably because he was on the Howard Stern show. I heard like something like 160 times throughout the years. Like he was on a lot, probably more than any other comedian, minus Jackie the Joke Man Martling, which we all wish he was dead. But Gilbert was really funny on that show. He really he was allowed to be very experimental on the Howard Stern show, so you got to hear a lot of crazy shit out of Gilbert throughout the years on that show. And that to me was probably the best introduction you can have to a comedic person, is allow him long form, to tell just crazy stories and all of his bits. And I don't have a favorite Gilbert Gottfried story, although him telling the Aristocrats is pretty funny. And I don't know if we're going to tell that joke on the air.
No.
Have you ever heard the Aristocrats joke?
No.
We're not family friendly, and that joke's not family friendly either.
Yeah.
But I think we're not going to tell that joke.
But if you want to look it up, probably wouldn't do it justice. I'd say that'd be more important rather than having us butchering.
If I'm prepared, maybe.
But of course, people know him as Iago from Aladdin, as one of the best voices that ever on a Disney movie.
The Affleck Duck.
The Affleck Duck. That's right. But I remember part of a very impressionable time in my life where, like, the whole thing of me entertaining is based off of me listening to the radio as a kid. As a child, we didn't have the internet. I didn't even have a television in my room. I didn't have a phone in my room, but I did have a small radio and a Walkman as well. I would get headphones, and I would, like late at night on the weekends, a lot of times. Hey, Sam, how you doing? Sam's on our TikTok. Sam, do us a favor if you could, and you can join the conversation. You can be part of our live broadcast audience on youtube.com/3231. That's or youtube.323.1. Come on over there and join the guys. We got Jamie and David. Joey is in there as well, and the more the merrier. Sure thing. Be right over. Thank you so much. But yeah, wanting to be on radio was based off of listening to the radio late at night when they would I loved music, and so I'd listen to music all the time. But late at night, it was like another world. I'm trying to think, like 11 p.m. or midnight or so. I would be up when you're not supposed to be listening to the radio, like I'm not supposed to be, and there would be a stand-up, different things like Monty Python or Firesign Theater or Dr. Demento.
Yeah, Dr. Demento. I used to love listening to that. That was great.
And they would also be like stand-up sort of a thing, a stand-up spotlight kind of a thing on the radio. And I would listen to like Emo Phillips and Bobcat Goldthwait and Sam Kinison and Gilbert Gottfried was a regular on it as well, Robert Klein. That's where I listened to a lot of stand-up, Steve Martin, that sort of thing. Hey, I made it to the party. Sam made it over. Howard Stern was also the first place most people heard his real voice.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know that. Gilbert's voice is not his real voice. What Gilbert Gottfried actually sounded like was not what you think of Gilbert Gottfried.
Same thing for Bobcat.
Bobcat, exactly. Yeah, he had his original voice was quite a bit different too.
But
a lot of people don't realize that these are characters that people play. Like Larry the Cable Guy is not a real person. He's a character that a comedian plays.
I think Emo Phillips was the same way. Judy Tenuta had a thing. Like everybody had a thing, and they sort of leaned into it. Howie Mandel also had his thing when he was on stage. But yes, so you,
like
David,
Tommy.
Yep.
Yeah.
David had a Sony Walkman cassette player radio combo. Great tech. Oh yeah, that was a fantastic back. The 80s
Did you ever record songs off the radio?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
and did a little thing in between sometimes. And oh sure.
Yeah.
That's where you get the timing down, where you can be like with a 3 2 3 1. That's the reason that I'm doing the shtick when I'm on here is 3 2 3 1. It's 7:27. Like I don't need to say it's 7:27 in Knoxville, Tennessee on this wonderful Wednesday, April 20th. Like that's how I picked that up. Like it's something that I've always wanted to do. But yeah, but I listened to stand up, and Gilbert Gottfried was one of the. Gottfried was one of the.
Well, now he's got free. He got free.
Now he's got free. Nice. He did the Two Named Boy routine, which is like super memorable. It's like I wouldn't do it justice, but look up online. Look up Two Named Boy, Gilbert Gottfried.
Can't we put that on the screen?
I mean, we could. I don't know if
who's going to copyright strike us. He is kind of.
I don't know. Maybe.
His estate. I don't know.
Well, so
we don't have to, but I mean,
we don't have to, but I don't know. Hold on one second. Let's see if there's a way that we can.
Jamie said the radio he had in his bedroom would also get TV audio from Canada on lower channels. I have a funny story about that. I'm originally from Ohio, and occasionally the atmosphere would do crazy things, and you would occasionally be able to pick up all sorts of stations on your TV antenna. And I remember one day this happening where I was getting TV stations from like New York and Michigan, like really far away. And I was very excited about this. And I ran into my dad's room, and my dad wasn't wearing any clothes. And you know what? He wasn't as excited as I was about all the reception that I picked up on the TV.
And you could tell he wasn't very excited.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Let's see if I could do two
So I told that story to the internet.
Two Named Boy. Let's see if I could do this. Hold on one second. We have this wonderful thing now. You want to see some cool technical stuff that I've been learning?
I do. I want to see it. I want to
picking stuff up along the way. Let's see if I can do this. Whoa!
Whoa!
Where we is? Is
We
that?
got despair. Oh my gosh!
We can see the universe. And
What
then
came
there's
before us?
that.
Oh, geez, and then there's delay us. Oh, that's
and
the.
That's the YouTubes.
Oh,
And
okay.
then we
Oh, there
have-
we go.
Let's see if we'll get away with this. I'm not sure if we
Okay.
will or not, but let's try it out.
I was on a camping trip, and I got separated from my party. And then I was looking around, it was getting cold and dark, and I looked, and there was a giant sign that said, "Warning, you have entered the land of the three-name people." I was about to turn and run when Sarah Michelle Gellar came out and said, "This is the land of the three-name people. How many names do you have?" And then Jennifer Love Hewitt came out and said, "This is the land of the three-name people. How many names do you have?" And I said, "I have but two names." And then Ray Dawn Chong and Olivia Newton-John came out screaming, "Death to the two-name boy!" And I started to run away when Sarah Jessica Parker, Mary Louise Parker, and Julia Louis-Dreyfus came out screaming, "Death to the two-name boy!" And then Edward James Olmos, Harry Dean Stanton, Billy Bob Thornton, James Earl Jones, and Charles Nelson Riley came out screaming, "Death to the two-name boy!" And then Mark Paul Gosselaar, Tiffany Amber Thiessen, and Brian Austin Green came out and grabbed me and said, "Death to the two-name boy!" And then a group of Gentiles came out and said, "Is this death to the Jew-name boy?" And I said, "No, two-name." And they said, "Oh, sorry for interrupting." And they just... And then Michael Clark Duncan, Neil Patrick Harris, David Ogden Steers, David Allen Greer, and David Hyde Pierce came out screaming, "Death to the two-name boy!" And then just about everyone who has ever been a cast member on The Cosby Show came out screaming, "Death to the two-name boy!" And then Lee Van Cleef, Lee Taylor Young, Jennifer Jason Lee, Cheryl Lee Ralph, Roscoe Lee Brown, Gina Lee Nolan, Rachel Lee Cook, Johnny Lee Miller, Tommy Lee Jones, Ricky Lee Jones, Jamie Lee Curtis, and David Lee Roth. And I pulled myself away, and I ran and ran and ran. So you did a lot of running. No, I ran and ran. So you did quite a bit. No, I ran for days and days and days. So, what, a week? No, I ran, and then I collapsed. And when I woke up, a girl was leaning over me, and I said, what is
your
thy name, young
wench?
wench?
I remember that. Yeah.
And she said, Madonna. And I said, you only have one name? I have two. And at that point, Prince came out, and Sade, and Vanity, and Apollonia, and Brandy, and Topol, and Cher, and Contafloss, and Fabian, and Tiffany, and Charo, and Twiggy, and Liberace, and Jewel, and Sting. And they said, in the land of the one-name boy, the two-name boy shall rule. And we danced and celebrated. And then I collapsed, because it was a pretty long week, all in all. And when I woke up, leaning over me was Michael J. Fox, George C. Scott, David E. Kelly, Mary J. Blige, E.G. Marshall, C. Thomas Howell, M. Emmett Walsh, G.T. Walsh, Lee J. Cobb, James L. Brooks, G.D. Spradlin, Edward G. Robinson, S.J. Perlman, H.G. Wells, John C. Riley, E.F. Hutton, J.P. Morgan, and Samuel L. Jackson, screaming, death to the man without the pretentious initials.
A fitting tribute if there was ever one.
Wow.
Like, just that is so much. But yeah, hearing that blew my mind, to say the least. And let's get us back on here. Hold on a second. Whoa!
Whoa! Look
So,
at that. We're all high tech now.
An amazing comedian. Like, just to be able to. It's one of the things that I appreciate as far as comedy is concerned, which is the reason why I will not go on stage and try stand-up comedy, is the amount. Like, when you hear or see somebody like that can just
a master at his craft.
Absolutely, to be able to pull that thing off, and like you know that he he worked that material, and like to be able to retain all that information and just brilliantly do that on stage at all, like, just, it's so cool, so awesome, and that blew me away, and it made me like, I want to be an entertainer, and these guys are amazing, and these were
might not be a stand-up guy, but still, I want to entertain people.
Yeah, but yeah, just the fact that like these were superheroes of a sort, you know, the celebrities kind of thing. This was like late night comic book sort of thing where these guys are just so funny and they're telling such good stories. I'm like, I want to do that so much. So comedy at its finest. You're damn right. Yep. Yeah, we wanted to at the very least.
Do that for him.
Tip
put
cap.
that out. Yeah, absolutely.
To Gilbert Gottfried, and also remind people that are watching on TikTok right now, 3231 323.1, YouTube.323.1. That's what I mean to say. Some people have rolled in and said hello and sent some likes, and we want to remind them to that they can come join us Wednesday nights at 7 p.m. We're on live right now, so they can come in and join us. YouTube.
I checked the numbers, and we're halfway to double digits. So I don't want everyone to get too excited.
On the YouTube?
Yeah, on the YouTubes.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yep. 103 likes on TikTok.
Oh, that's great.
And we're not even doing anything on TikTok except just showing me from a nice angle. I look very slim from this angle.
Speaking of you looking slim, I saw a video of you when you weren't. And it was when you were rocking the stage at Backstage. And it was like, wow, Matt, you were a big dude at that point.
Always been a big dude.
You were always a big dude, but like, the fact that you could run around on stage for that long and run out into the crowd, and then looking at you now, and it's like, holy shit, you know, you've lost a lot of weight.
Big boy can move, but he's also gotten older. But
yes.
It is cool. I've dropped like 70 pounds.
I was going to say 75 pounds. That's what I was in my head.
About that. Yeah. I don't know if I dip below 300, but that's sort of the first goal. Second goal is to reach 275, because that was when I felt at my best. I'm trying to remember. I think when I first, I want to say when I first started working at Chariot Eagle and doing all the sweating and met Pam and then started the Kings, I think I weighed near 275. That was the lowest I've weighed in a long time. So.
Yeah, it was dangerous watching you ride a mountain bike, and that's what got me to give you a ride, and our friendship blossomed from that.
Oh, you poor man. He said,
yeah. Was that you? That's what I remember asking myself. Was that really Matt? Let me call. Let me find out.
Who else could it possibly be?
With that hair.
A bear riding a bicycle.
Yeah, and the bandana.
Yep.
Yeah, even though you had that long, beautiful hair, you still wore the bandana.
But yeah, so that is our tribute to Gilbert Gottfried. Rest in peace, sir.
Thank you, everybody. Thanks for coming out.
Thank you for your contribution to comedy and
Gone but not forgotten.
No, absolutely not. And
just Aladdin alone will live on.
Do yourself a favor and look him up on YouTube. Look some of his stuff up because it's freaking incredible. What else was it? I was gonna put one more point on that, but I can't recall at the moment. A lot of his stuff is available online, but like him and Steve Martin and some of the other comedians that I mentioned, just they certainly, comedians of course are still, there was never a boom like there was a boom at that one point, like for the stand-up comedy. To be able to feature guys like Richard Pryor and Eddie Murphy and George Carlin and like
those are all classics,
like unbelievable talent.
Speaking of talent, David said that he finally got to see a video of you when you were the lead awesome of Kings of Awesome.
He saw Pride. The shining moment for Kings of Awesome to be able to do Pride and get a really cool guy, camera guy, Brian, who came one night to see us, and got to put us on there. I wish we had decent audio that we could put on top of that.
Yeah.
That's just me as a perfectionist sort of thing with that. But no, that was a good night. Matt had more stage energy than most other bands playing. Well, because it's more than just being a singer to be a front man, and that's something that a lot of people don't consider, or a lot of bands don't consider, is actually having somebody who can engage the crowd. And thank goodness that came along, because that helped me out as a performer, that helped me out as far as communicating with people and getting used to that. I am a socially awkward person. In person,
are?
I absolutely am. Ben knows, because he's
Ben's also socially awkward, just a tad.
But to have this ability to microphone or camera, once I clock in, I'm good to go, and that's I'm again gonna use the word grateful, but I am super grateful that I had those experiences, and that we met some cool folks.
They made you who you are.
Yeah,
for sure.
And that is the reason why I am doing this, and I like to think that's the reason why you're joining me doing this, Ben, is because we're like, absolutely, let's we got the experience, we got the chemistry, it's working.
Let's try this again. Let's change up the recipe a little bit, mix up the drink, and see what happens.
Yep. And this whole thing, and I mentioned it on TikTok, I mentioned it here in previous broadcasts, is that everything that we've learned, all the experiences that we've had, we can apply to something to make it better, and bring it out to a community. It's cool to get that chance.
Yeah, absolutely.
And to do it online with all this technology.
Yeah.
Which brings me to the next point. Oh, first of all, before I do that, I want to ask you how your week has been. What's been going on with you?
Oh, it's been very busy. Been very crazy.
Ben is very much involved in local permaculture and wanting to build a community of his own. A sub community, I guess you could call it, like a branch of 3231, which is
it's what I'm insanely passionate about, which is what 3231 was originally created for, was a community of passionate people. Absolutely. And be able to get together and share their passion amongst other people who are also very passionate. We really like that word, passionate. Yeah. And everybody has something they're passionate about.
The pillars of 3231: positivity, creativity, community, passion. Yeah. And so,
and permaculture is definitely that thing that gets me going. And it's one of those topics that you can give me, and I can talk about it for hours and hours and hours.
Because it's the key, basically, it's the key recipe to everything. To be able to use the same design to a community using their strengths to their most efficient. Utmost efficiency, whatever you want to call it. Like, basically, people.
Ian Wolfgang.
You don't. What's going on,
sir.
Ian? Hello, sir.
You have arrived.
To be able to come together, and people that are passionate about what they do, using their strengths, and using the community to its fullest potential, and like I said, efficiency is kind of a clinical, scientific, very. What's the word I'm looking for? Sterile kind of a word, but it applies that you want to be able to do what you love, and
you want to find your niche. You want to find
niche.
out where you're at and everything, and that's the important part. Is not everybody finds out where their niche is. And have we decided if we're going to add a second show on Saturday?
Thank you, David.
Please let you know. Yeah, David, that is a fantastic question. So I don't see why we couldn't, because Wednesdays are going to change, and we might as well let everybody know, come this summer, we're not going to be able to broadcast on Wednesdays. So that's not going to happen.
Well,
so
you won't be able to broadcast.
I won't be able to. So we can either switch to a Tuesday, or a Thursday, and then switch it back.
Well, it would have to be Tuesday, because Thursdays I have Dungeons and Dragons night.
You currently have Dungeons and Dragons right now, but nothing is set in stone. There's no stone tablets that say Ben and Matt are busy on X day. No. So, but Saturdays makes the most sense if we're going to add a second show.
Yep.
Saturdays would definitely be that show. I don't think it's going to be in a 2.5 hour show. I don't think it's going to be like a 7 to 9:30. But I would have no problem with doing a 90-minute show, an hour and a half on Saturdays, and we'll just kind of let things evolve.
forgot about the fact that the table wiggles and monitors and everything.
It does wiggle a little bit. Yeah, no, we're I mean, should we let the secret out? We're
Braden,
actually
hello.
we're not in. Oh, hello, Nicole. Nicole's here now.
Who dat?
Everybody, hide the drugs.
Freaking groupies, man. Freaking groupies. Follow you everywhere.
Kick the midgets out. Yeah, so we are actually broadcasting in our home.
Yes, we're in a. That's the reason for the title of the show, our summer home. For a few months, just a couple months.
We're broadcasting from the bunker.
From Camp Stelton.
Yeah.
We're gonna be in this room just temporarily while we try to coordinate getting the studio finished.
Yes.
We have the opportunity to very easily, like, I love the setup. The setup's amazing. And if you go on TikTok, at some point I'll do a live to just show you real quick our setup so far.
Mm-hmm.
But everything Ben did a great job in getting everything together. Braden, by the way, on TikTok, come join the conversation if you'd like. YouTube.323.1. You can join our live audience in chat on YouTube. But Ben did a great job in setting everything up so that for the next couple of months we'll be able to broadcast with a little bit of air conditioning and a nice amount of space
and internet that is right
internet.
Here.
Yep.
Yeah,
So,
not a huge issue of getting it to the office.
the things that we needed we have for the next couple of months until we get it set up in the studio, when then we can move over to the studio. So at that point, we just really need to get an air conditioner and put it in that window like you suggested, and then we'll be set for the summer. And then a few months later, if we
will see how long everything takes, because as of right now, the space we're currently occupying right now is not being utilized to its fullest potential. So we acquired it for a period of time. So it took me less than a day to get everything set up, and didn't take you very long at all to get us looking good and sounding good.
No, we're doing great.
So we will continue to do our show for the foreseeable future, as long as everybody turns out and joins us in chat and enjoys it, and we get the place until our bedroom is finished. Well, Nicole, we didn't want to let the magic out and let everybody know exactly where we were.
Because they destroyed.
There's an illusion.
They destroyed. No, we had to feed the illusion that they destroyed the bedroom.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, they just wrecked it.
Just wrecked it.
This couple
needs new drywall and everything.
Wild couple.
Yeah.
They just got it. Almost the house almost came down on that side of the home.
Yeah.
Folks joining us on TikTok, you can go to youtube.323.1 to join the conversation. How we doing? Feel free to jump on board and talk with us at youtube.com/3231 or 323 or youtube.323.1.
If you're looking for us on Haps, we are not there.
That's the next announcement. Absolutely. Haps, because we're live on TikTok, and it's given me that Periscope feeling that I've been missing for a long time, and not a lot of people are utilizing Haps. It was good for the people like Ben had put earlier on today. It was nice to stay connected to the folks that we knew and have a home that we could, some sort of shelter that we could all huddle in. So Mom moved to upstairs already.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, she got her new bed. We got her all moved up, and her room was empty.
Home remodeling is so fun.
Yes. Especially when you have a Jamie in the family and a Danny. And if I could only coordinate both of them to be here for the same weekend,
wink, wink,
we could get everything done, including, the mini split's going to be a different weekend.
But what was I was getting to? To have the studio set up is going to take a little bit of time. We got everything set up here. Hopefully, this is Ben and Nicole's place. I don't want to intrude. I'm glad that he was be able to offer it. She can't handle the stairs.
No, Nana.
Yeah.
Bonnie can't. It's just better for her not to keep going up and down.
Yeah.
Wink, wink. She can't handle the stairs. Wink, wink.
Yeah. Wait a minute! I read something really, really sinister in there.
Yeah, I know. Me too.
Maybe
Like, what do you got planned?
What are you saying?
Let's make sure the policies are paid up.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
So And to say that on the internet where it's recorded.
I know, right?
We could proof. So yeah, with the getting my brain back on track. We're going to be here for a little while, but so that means we're all set up. We got the lights, we got the sound, we got everything looking great, the graphics and all that. We're able to do
We've dropped
shows.
0 frames this time around.
Absolutely, yeah. 0% frames, always nice to see.
There's not an Ethernet cord strung across the downstairs either.
Yeah, it's not all duct tape. And, yeah. Wish I could take time off soon. Wink, wink was for Jamie. Oh, I got you. Wish I could take time off soon.
Well,
Yeah.
Jamie, you could take time off whenever you want. Your job might not be happy about it, but you could definitely take time off.
No
looking for another job.
No pressure.
No pressure at all. No. Mm-mm. No, I've never been a dick like that. Jamie is his own man. He has no problems telling me no.
Yeah, he is.
No, Ben, I'm not coming to Tennessee.
Yeah,
it's fine.
That's one of the great realities Ben and I have faced is no is an acceptable answer.
Yeah, we try. We've tried to get Jamie to move to Knoxville so many times. He's done listening, so.
Not like he wouldn't thrive. You know,
he would do great
he would
here.
Absolutely thrive.
Knoxville's a city for Jamie.
Yeah.
It's scruffy for a reason.
Make it happen and we'll recoup your cost.
Oh,
there you go.
yeah. Well, do we even offer to have Jamie and Natalie move into our house?
They'll make it worth your while, Jamie.
Yeah. Well, even with this bedroom, this big bedroom, have both of them move into it.
You gotta wait for the big property. Once you get the big property, you can do the.
So the big property
the commune.
What if we're already there? You ever think about that? I mean, most people don't know my living situation.
Are you going to overtake the cruises? Is this
no, we don't overtake anything.
Is this a declaration of war?
Right, it's risk. We just invade their
land. Yeah.
No, well, okay. So I'll explain it briefly. We live on a little piece of land. It's just under 2 acres, and it's connected to another parcel of land that's about 80 acres. And the 80 acres is owned by a family. They are a wonderful family, and they have lots of pasture. They have lots of woods. They have lots of land. They're not using.
Great
they have
piece of
about
land.
about 5 homes. I think it is. It's like 5 different homes on that 80 acres. So there's lots of unused land, and they do lease out parts of their property to people who want to farm. So they're already doing that. So just because we have little under 2 acres doesn't mean that we don't have access to more land. For my sovereign nation. Yeah, it's a rabbit
Get the
hole.
paperwork going for your sovereign nation. Now, there recently was a house fire in the neighborhood.
Yeah, we lost a home.
Was that one of the cruises?
No.
Okay.
No.
That was on like the other side of the street.
It's the other side of the street.
Okay.
Yeah. So we live in like I've heard it been called a holler.
Semi-rural. I mean, pretty rural.
Yeah, I mean, we're only 25 minutes from downtown Knoxville. And we're like 4 miles from the interstate, if I'm not correct. So
I love this area so much.
Yeah, I mean,
really cool vibe.
They have horses on the farm, the 80 acres. There's horses there. It's like kind of like a horse rescue. And then right down the street, we have a cattle farm. So like we have cattle and we have horses. And one of our neighbors has pigs. At least it smells that way. I'm not sure. I'm not exactly sure, but it smells really bad, and it smells like a hog farm, a hog operation.
And you got chickens to finish the trifecta?
Yeah, there are so many chickens in this neighborhood and stuff, and we have the ducks in the backyard.
Wild turkeys?
There's lots of wild turkeys. Yeah, so it's a really nice neighborhood. The road goes on for about 3 miles, so it's like 3 miles round, and then there's people on either side of it. So we figured out one day how many acres it was, but it was like 1,000 or something like that total. So it's a little neighborhood, but little, is relative. But we're trying to do more with like uniting our community, like our little community that lives here. We have our bigger community, which is, 3231, and that's international. I mean, that's global. But going local, literally outside your door.
Yeah, the two sides of the coin for our community is online community, which can stretch out everywhere, and then the Knoxville, East Tennessee, reaching out. That's the next step once we're on solid footing with this. But,
yeah. We even ordered stickers, guys. I don't know if you guys know this or not.
Yeah.
We ordered stickers. So we're going to start our advertising campaign 1 sticker at a time. And if anybody would like some stickers, Matt can definitely make those available for sale.
Yeah, Haruko came in to TikTok and was talking about the stickers I have in the van, and I mentioned that like kind of in passing, I'm like, I'll send you some stickers free because he wanted something for his vehicle. And I'm like, speaking of stickers, we got the Nomad Radio stickers that we got coming out soon, which is a good way to advertise, and it's kind of fun, and you can put it everywhere.
And there's a new shirt as well, right?
Yep. So we got a new sticker that's
if someone bought the shirt, would you make sure that they got stickers too? Is that something that we could do, like a little package deal?
Jamie's excited about stickers. Yeah. See what I mean?
We don't have any stickers in hand to show right now, but you do have the design.
What it made me think about is a buddy package to create. Maybe a couple stickers, and so I'd love to get feedback from the community. I'm glad you guys are here. I would love to get feedback from the community about what a nice little subscriber package, like maybe a Patreon kind of a thing, that we can set
or maybe
up.
one step below Patreon.
Well, I mean, like leaning in that direction.
Yes, leaning towards that. Exactly. Yeah.
If we get people that want to contribute, that want to help us out in getting the things that we need to get the show on the road and to ensure that we can have
Nicole.
future shows.
Or she's saying we need to do all this stuff later.
Talk about that later.
Yeah,
No. Thank you for taking a moment out of your time, Nicole.
Thank you for showing up. Appreciate you.
But
now, if only Jody would show up. Jody.
He'll show you how much he appreciates it. But the idea is the beginning of, just like we're on the next chapter of the show.
Mm-hmm.
Once we get the show going, and then maybe a second show, and like ideally, what would be fantastic is a Monday, Wednesday, Saturday sort of a deal, like tops. I wouldn't see us doing any more than 3 shows because I'm on the air doing my thing. But I'm just saying, like, if we're going to take an hour on a Monday and take an hour on a Tuesday, on a Wednesday, and an hour on a Saturday, kind of a thing, just so that we're make ourselves available to people. And then I do my thing during the day, anyways, on TikTok at whatever hour. So I'm on all the time, and I'm not necessarily saying that this is something that you and I both need to do if you're not available on Mondays or something like that. But I don't want to assume anything.
No.
But to establish a show, to establish that we're creating content, building a community, people are coming in and they're interacting. We want to do something to show our appreciation, and it's always about creating something worth your time and your money.
Yep.
So a T-shirt and a sticker, or a couple stickers, or whatever other ideas the community may have, please, by all means, give us feedback as to what you think we could add to a little package to say, if for the cost of a shirt and some stickers and a little bits and bobs kind of thing, like $25 or something.
Yeah,
like
that's
that.
what I was thinking too. 25, we could get a shirt and we can get some stickers out to you. We're not making a dime off of it, but at least it would pay for
probably literally making a dime.
Yeah, maybe 10 cents we'd make.
Yeah.
But the stickers are really cool because they promote the brand, and they have a QR code, so you scan them and it goes right to the website.
Yeah, I'd show it, but I don't have anything that I could show that with. My phone is being used for TikTok right now.
No, it's fine. People can use it.
You can go to our Instagram. It's probably on our Instagram. I think it's on that. So you can go to Instagram, look up at 323.1, or you can look us up on all social medias. I'm sure it's around there somewhere. But yeah, that's the idea, is to create cool things that someone could use to show their support of the show.
I bought one of the mugs. One of the 3231 mugs. Yeah, Nicole has it in her office. Yeah, we ordered it, and she immediately just took it and put it in her office. She's like, this is mine.
Go get it.
Go get it?
Show it.
All right.
We're breaking form by having it off the screen and everything, but it's worth it because we're shilling merchandise. But yeah, the merchandise is available through it's shop. I'm sorry, shop.323.1. And that you can go on and you can look at a shirt. In fact, I got the little screen right here. As a matter of fact, the little screen was right here at the beginning of the show. Merch available at shop.323.1, featuring the new, right there in the middle there, the new Nomad Radio shirt, which I'll be modeling myself once it arrives here to us live. But we have some cool tie-dye shirts and a whole bunch of neat stuff. But here is the product itself. This is the property of 3231. buddy mug that holds coffee or whatever beverage, the beverage of your choice. My thumb was, or my finger was covering that. But yeah, this lovely little mug,
Yeah, that could be yours.
as opposed to this ugly mug. That's a nice piece of thing. I may want to change that though,
I know.
because it's a little like, it looks nice, but it's meant to be distressed. but
JD,
it's a
I would
little-
say don't order any T-shirt yet until Matt has the
yeah, wait till Nomad Radio.
the Nomad Radio shirt is going to look very, very cool.
Once
Not
we-
that the other shirts don't look cool.
I
but
can definitely tell you that this one looks cool. This is the one that I like. This is that's the first shirt, the property of 3231. Same as the mug. So we have that, and we have the Be Vocal Rock Local for to support local artists and businesses. And back to
Should we use that with the new
Be
with the
Vocal?
new permaculture group?
Absolutely, always
Yeah.
Be Vocal Rock Local. Support local merchants and artists, I guess is what it says.
Yeah.
I can't see it from here, but yeah, there's that, and future things like I want to put on a little music event at some point with some food and call it Rock Out with Your Cookout. That was a neat little thing that we started to, or that we had the ideas to do. It was such a cool design that I just put it on a shirt, or like I said, an apron, stuff like that. Uploaded it. Yeah, there's plenty of other projects that we have coming up. Plenty of opportunity for cool merchandise. So
I had the thought today that what we could do, if Nicole's not listening anymore. So what I was thinking was that we
so
could,
here's the thing, guys.
yeah, we're gonna convert just my whole garage out into a live room, and we'll just get bands that are playing in Knoxville to come to our house and hang out with us and play a set, and we'll broadcast that live over the internet.
We absolutely should not
Do that.
do that. But
No, but it's an idea.
just out of a good meme, I don't always drink coffee, but when I do, it's in a 323, right? David, our
The Secchi band.
ad executive.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's a great idea, David. Yeah, nerd out with us. We're thinking of fun things and cool things.
Mhm.
Help us think of fun things and cool things that we can put on shirts and on stickers and whatnot.
Is it Jack Dorsey? Is that who Dad Inc. is? The owner of Twitter or the ex-owner of Twitter? We got. Oh, sorry. No.
Jack Dorsey.
I was joking. I was saying, making as if people in our chat are actually very famous people
Oh,
that were.
Well-
Elon Musk is secretly Nicole.
that would be great if we had
Billionaires that listen to us.
yeah, that were on troll accounts or whatever, or
Mhm.
fake accounts. That'd be fantastic. So yeah, stickers coming soon, and we I would love to make them available to people. We're trying to figure out. Went through a company called Brand Depot. I wanted to test them out to see if
Mhm.
they were a legit
See how
company.
the quality was.
You
Yeah.
know, like I didn't want to just go to anybody and say, here's $20, make me stickers, and have them just take the $20 and run.
Yeah.
So checking out these guys, there's like Sticker Giant. There's a couple companies that I've looked into.
My Facebook feed is now filled with sticker companies. Now that we've
Oh yeah,
progressed. I don't know how Facebook knew that we were getting stickers printed because it was done on your account or
Yeah.
whatever, but there's at least 4 or 5 different sticker companies now that are advertising every single day to my page.
yeah. Chris is joining us on TikTok. Chris, what's up, sir? Join us on YouTube.323.1. We are live currently on Nomad Radio. You can jump on board and join the live audience, the live chat. We'd love to have you as a part of it. But yeah, I got that shown. A lot of Amazon stuff, Sweetwater stuff, is showing up on my screen because we looked into those awesome microphones.
Yes.
PreSonus.
PreSonus. Yeah.
PreSonus.
Yeah.
Those are kind of cool. So those keep popping up, and I'm like, man, I'd love to pull the trigger on that eventually.
Well, I mean, there's no reason why we can't. But we have to be strategic with our microphones because we're now getting better microphones, and we need a little bit better gear to make those microphones sound as good as they can.
Absolutely.
So, it's in what order do we purchase this gear, and do people even care about that stuff? I mean, if they're gearheads, they do.
We have the great timing. Hey Casey, by the way, joining us on TikTok. Casey, come on over to YouTube.323.1 and join our live audience. Join our chat.
That's not the Starkness, is it?
No, no,
Different Casey.
no. West Coast Casey, she's adorable. Let's see. Jamie said, "Is that why my Facebook feed is full of male enhancement pills?" Hey, stop it, stop that. No, that's something you got going on for yourself, my friend. I don't know what you're dealing with. Maybe they're trying. Maybe
Jamie has a
trying to
wonderful TikTok account. The videos that he's putting out are just next level.
Yeah, when you connect to 3231, look on my follows, and you'll find Dirty Harry. Join his TikTok. Please do. We all need to connect on there.
Yeah, Jamie could probably even put a link to his account in the chat too.
You absolutely can.
Yeah.
Feel free. Promote yourself, sir.
Yes.
So yeah, we have a very small list of things that we need to add. There are more wants than needs.
Yeah.
Thank goodness.
Yeah.
But it's cool to see that like we get everything else pretty much taken care of, other than the AC, and I'd love to pull the trigger on those mics at some point. That'd be kind of neat. I think that's pretty much.
I think
it.
we just need to wait until I'm on summer break, because we're gonna.
When is your summer break?
Soon. I have my finals, and then I'm off for a little while.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you said May, the middle of May to June, or I'm trying to think it was the May to the middle of June. I can't remember.
I don't remember.
How many weeks? Do you
I think it's only like 3 or 4.
Okay.
It's not very long.
So
it's
about
like
3 or 4 shows that we'll have to change things around a little bit, but it's not.
Oh, no. Changing the show is going to be for like 2 months. Yeah, it's going to be like 8 weeks.
Oh.
Yeah. That we have to change the show.
Oh.
But like I'm going to be off for a month in between.
Well, that's what I was asking. You said that
So
your classes will change.
Yes.
For how many months? You said
At least 2.
2 months.
Yeah.
But that's just a handful of shows. We're still.
Yeah. What am I going to school for? Well, this all started a very long time ago. In 1998, I entered Broward Community College to become a software engineer. So basically, I wanted to become a software developer. And due to all sorts of different things in life, I've never finished that degree. And COVID allowed me to return to school and finish that degree 23 years later. So my goal is to be a software developer when I'm done. For once, I'm going to have a career, period. Just something that pays well.
Mm-hmm.
I've never, ever put much importance in
a certain set of skills.
Yeah. Almost all my skills have been leading to helping people, whether that through mental health. I've done a lot of mental health jobs and helping people that way, and a lot of marketing jobs, and a lot of customer service / stuff. Better late than never, for sure.
Yeah.
I'm just 40, so I still got another good 25 years left in me to make as much money as I possibly can, and then buy a fallout shelter somewhere.
The fact that the both of us have reached a point in our lives at all where we're like, I need to gather my resources and gather my, figure.
I'm gonna be old soon.
Take stock of what I have learned, and apply it to something, that I could use to benefit not only myself but a community.
Yes.
The fact that we both reached that point, like, that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, we're at that point. One of the guys I follow, I'm not going to say his name, but I listen to him I watch his videos on YouTube, and he does really cool, geeky, like nerdy videos on video cameras and like different kinds of hardware and stuff like that. And today he put there that it's either 6 or 7 people pay him $100 a month. And those are like his biggest supporters. So this guy's got it. He doesn't have a huge audience, but there's like 7 people that believe in this guy so much. They're giving him $100 a month. And that to me is just mind blowing that, you could have dedicated fans that would literally be willing to put that much money into the kitty, for your, whatever you got going on.
Yeah. I've been blown away by the amount of support that not only the people showing up and joining the community, being a part of the conversation like we have going on.
Like
Chris,
Chris
hello.
the
Yep.
technician. Hey, Chris.
What's going on, sir? I saw a place in southern Indiana that had a badass fallout shelter. Ooh.
If I was to live in Indiana, it would definitely be in a fallout shelter. I mean, I have joke about the fallout shelter stuff.
Shoot us a link. Would love to get some. I'd love to take a look at that.
Yeah.
If there's anything online. Not that they'd be on like Zillow or something like that.
Yeah,
Who knows?
no, definitely our goal has always been that we will purchase a big enough piece of property in the future that we'll be able to put multiple homes on it. And what those homes look like, I don't know. I don't know what that is. But basically, we already have that now. We already live on a big piece of land. It just happens to be owned by another family.
Maybe a slab with some shore power or something like for a van. Or
Yeah. Well, definitely
a pole barn.
A pole barn. Yeah, definitely a pole barn.
Carport.
Yep. Yeah, that's definitely high on
probably
the list.
a pole barn because a carport. Those seem flimsy to me, but
yeah,
who knows what the technology.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So there's all sorts of possibilities for the future. It all depends on where things take us and what projects take off and.
But again,
projects change.
What I was saying was, it's nice to see the people that have supported me emotionally, certainly, and with their presence, like in our chats, and as we're making friends on TikTok, will be joining us on there as well. But also that every once in a while, someone will throw like a couple bucks in the tip jar is all that I ask. If someone has it and they'd like to contribute, I don't expect anything more than that. But there have been a couple people that are like, here, $150.
Here you go.
Like that. It's like, okay,
you go, Matt.
Thank you.
Yeah, let's pay for Matt's coffees for a month.
Yeah, I love you, Matt. I love what you're doing. You seem like a cool dude, and I support what you're doing. And I'm like, I'm not even making a show yet. Like now it's come to the point where it's like, okay, we're putting some effort into it. And like I'm getting very happy with the fact that that you're looking at right now on YouTube is something that I'm proud of, and I'm like, here we go. I'm in here we go mode. Where like this, I'm okay with you putting your eyeballs on this.
Yeah.
And if someone's like,
I approve of this message.
Yeah. If someone wanted to, if someone wanted to make a donation to show their support, or like I said, if we ever do like a Patreon or something,
we need to do an Amazon wish list and put that out there. I mean, you have one, don't you?
I know. Well, I really don't have anything on the list
because
we didn't really need anything. But
yeah, I know. And now when we put stuff on that list, you just buy it and stuff. But I mean, not all that stuff. Stuff that we absolutely need or whatever. But it seems like all the stuff we've been buying is absolutely stuff that we need for our broadcast and make it better.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of talking about, was the stickers and the T-shirts and the stuff like that. Anything that comes in is stuff that we're going to put back out into the community. I donated quite a bit for a badass radio for his van, and I think ended up doing Dunkin' Donuts coffee. No.
Didn't that go into your speaker? Your really cool speaker that you got right in front of you?
No, actually. Okay, so.
Uh-oh. Matt's going into explanation mode.
What had happened was, I got a really good deal on a drone.
Oh, yes.
And which was a good purchase. If when you're putting up a van radio versus a drone, the drone is something that could make money.
Produce content.
Produce content, exactly. And so that's so I'm like, I could either get the radio just for me and for my van, for my and like having the added GPS and all that features and stuff would be nice. Or I could get a drone. That's something that we could use for content.
Yeah.
So I instead decided on getting, and I asked the community, I'm like, what do you guys think? And everyone's like, oh, absolutely, get the drone.
Yeah.
So I ended up
just
getting
the income producing elements of it alone. Yeah.
Right. I haven't really done anything with that because COVID. Because
you fly it into yourself and hit yourself in the face?
One of the first things I did was I cut my cheek with flying it into my face because I'm like,
only Matt.
Because that's what you do, right?
Attack yourself.
You get the new toy and you're like, what does this do? And then you end up,
wow, them rotors sure are fast.
Yep. That's kind of funny. It's looking at me, staring me right in the face. I hope it bites me. Of course it's going to do that. You do that with a pet. You get a brand new pet, and you're like, let's play with the pet, and you slap it, it gets pissed off, and it bites you.
No, those guys have those VR goggles, and they fly those drones around, and they do racing, and
there's so much you can do with a drone. Look no further than the Michael Bay movie Ambulance that just came out, where he discovered pro drone pilots, and some of the shots and stuff are incredible. Now, I'm not saying I'd ever reach that level, but there's some things that you can do. It's just so I got the drone, and I still have it, and it I rarely.
Is there a video camera attached to it already?
Oh, sure.
Okay.
Yeah, it has a built-in HD camera. Does 1080p.
Have you shot any footage on it at all?
A little bit, but you need a certain memory card to do it. I had the memory card that I could load on there to like take pictures, but not take video.
Right. So one of the projects we'll do is you'll shoot drone footage of the house here, and we'll go off of that, because we need to get drone footage of the entire property, like the whole 80 acres, and that's a good project for you to learn how to use the drone on, because we're not selling it, but we need to use it. We need to use the content that we generate from it to do other stuff and parlay that into other projects and stuff.
And like I said, the only reason why I haven't really messed with the drone is because, like I said, of COVID and my personal state of mind. I've been kind of down, and I'm recovering from that. I'm getting back into getting the passion back, that sort of thing. But that there's so much involved with a drone. It's not just buy a thing, use the thing. Yeah. Now it's like licensing and so many regulations.
Yeah, they want you to have a license now if you're using it commercially.
And you can only use it so far away. Anything.
That's why if we're just using it on our
expensive.
property and the neighboring property, I'm not too concerned about licensing and stuff like that. You got to get good at flying that thing before we do.
DJI Inspire 2 is the drone most used in pro cinema. Yeah, the one I got was the. Oh man, to pull that out,
that face you're making is not pleasant.
Well.
It's my thinking face.
It was the Mini Pro 2 or something like that. I can't remember the name of it, but the name escapes me. But it's a really nice starter drone.
Yeah.
That you don't need necessarily
it's a real
lot
drone.
more. Yeah, it's a real drone. It's just small, and if you're going to use a small starter drone, there's none better. And if you're going to get more than that, you have to. It's like specializing kind of thing.
Yes. You're spending a lot more money too than like what you should.
It's pretty much the same thing as everything else we have. Where if we get a webcam, like we got a webcam, it does HD 1080p.
Yeah.
If we get a microphone, it's a quality microphone.
Yeah.
You can spend more money on something bigger and better, but for what we use. It's fantastic. It's everything they need.
And it's also like, what direction are we trying to go with our show? And like right now, obviously we're recording live in a studio, but we want everybody to know that we are going to be doing live remotes as well. When we start doing meetups as well, we want to have that element of, you're at an event, we're going to make it an event. And if you want to come to it and you want to be part of it, we're going to have that. We have that online right now. Obviously, we have people in our chat talking to us right now, and we're incorporating that. But
the live element will never not be a part of it.
Exactly. Yeah. But actually having people be able to be at the event and appear with us and talk to us is definitely something that we're gonna aim for.
I want to call them shindigs.
Yeah, shindigs is good.
Would be a great idea for it. But I've destroyed 2 DJI Mini 2s.
Don't do that.
Well, that was kind of my point. Is if I were to really buckle down and nose into being a drone pilot and to get the equipment and focus a career on making money using a drone, I could go bigger and better and do more. But what I have is just fine. In other news, I just snaked a toilet here at the school. It was clogged by chicken nuggets, of course. John drinks water. John was one of the contributors, by the way.
He's like, I don't like this kid, Ben. I don't like him. I just want to listen to Matt.
Who said that?
That's what he just said.
I know this is the polar opposite of what you want to hear, but I prefer Matt alone in his car over the show. I prefer the feel of hanging out with
Good news, man. Matt's not getting rid of that.
No. The what we do here on YouTube is on Wednesday nights.
Yeah.
Ben and I appreciate having immediate feedback, having somebody that we can talk to, having a discussion. And Ben is 100% the main contributor, other than me, to making 3231 happen. This wouldn't happen without.
But I am an acquired taste, though. You know, I'm not Matt Vanilla.
Yeah.
You know,
well, we have
that's very likable. Ben, not as much.
This is the Wednesday night show.
Yes.
Possibly the Saturday night show as well. Yeah, possibly.
Maybe we'll drag Nicole in for the Saturday night show.
Or Abby.
Or Abby, either one.
Because we had a third camera.
At the very least, we'll get Izzy in here.
But in fact, as we speak, John, I am on TikTok live. We reached the criteria in order to go live streaming on TikTok. So there will be just me in the van, still connecting and meeting people and promoting the show on top of that. But there's still going to be the.
And I'm so glad you said that, John, because there are people who just want to talk to Matt and just want to listen to Matt, and that's Matt.
And I appreciate that so much.
Yeah, absolutely. We're glad to hear that.
Yeah. So no, it's feedback, and feedback is welcome from our community. That's the reason why we're doing this.
It's the show part.
In the problem, it's the show part. Like if I wanted to watch a show, I'd turn on TV. No, that's absolutely right. This is when we want to cover certain things.
It's TikTok now, Ian.
Yes, no more haps. The haps was a raft that we clung to while we were waiting to be rescued from the sinking ship of Periscope.
Yep. A replacement for Periscope, and it never became a complete, because it never put you in front of a lot of new people.
It had the potential to, but then it pivoted. It did a weird pivot and decided to dump a lot of the stuff that a lot of the features and stuff that it had, which I didn't follow Haps long enough to know why they changed how they changed, but they changed in a certain way where it's like, well, all right, I guess that, that.
And we're not completely sold on YouTube Live as being the platform. It has worked really well for us these last couple shows. We're not getting a huge amount of delay. Haps has been a pain. It sure has for me too. The amount of times that I'm just listening to Matt and like my phone changed from like portrait to landscape, and all of a sudden Haps is done. Haps won't let me go back to the broadcast. I have to close Haps, reload Haps up. And like, it's not quick. Like the TikTok app is ridiculously quick, to get to the live broadcast. And the amount of people that the TikTok puts in front of you is so much more than Haps. So
cool.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, hopefully you don't follow a lot of people for that, because I can't put my notifications on for TikTok. It'll just go off.
What the thing that you can do, if you'd like, is to create a second TikTok account where you can just follow. I mean, that's somebody suggested that to me, where it's like, just make a TikTok account where you just follow one person or something like that.
Yeah.
So that's a possibility as well.
Yep.
But the more important thing is you can go ahead and uninstall the Haps app, because we're using TikTok.
It's not going to be.
With what TikTok can provide, being live on here and having people jump in, the amount of eyeballs that we'll have on us.
We want to thank Jamie, too, for that, because if it was not for Jamie, we would not be broadcasting on TikTok live.
Farmer J helping us out there, getting our numbers up so that we can do that. Yeah, thank you very much, Jamie, for that. We appreciate you.
We would not have 3231 as it is without Jamie.
Perfect example of the community being vital to us doing our thing. Like in the van, it feels more honest and raw. We see the good, the bad, the ups and downs. The show feels like watching a performance. Well, it kind of is.
Yeah.
Like, this is polished.
We are kind of trying.
Yeah. But like to the point about YouTube,
Matt's not gonna cry on this one. You're gonna get the raw shit. When it's just Matt. Yeah.
I was wondering why I haven't gotten a Haps notification for a bit. Yeah, that's why. In the future, TikTok will be a mirror for this broadcast, not just everyone staring at Matt. Yeah, you'll still get me. What we'll probably end up doing, because Ben and I have discussed that before, is. So there are clips accounts where it can show highlights and stuff like that. So maybe the one of the steps later on down the road, the idea would be to get like an editor, somebody that could take the
somebody
stuff
from the audience right now that's interested in getting into video editing and making clips. If you want to contact us, and
Yeah.
We'll give you some work files and see if you can come with any cool raw,
Are considering this is up on YouTube for essentially eternity.
The van is like a backstage pass. Yes.
Sure.
Absolutely.
But
think of the backstage pass I have because it's my driveway he's sitting in. The access I get to this man.
Knock on my door and wake me up. Absolutely.
He's like, hey, can I have some privacy? My daughter's like, where's Matt?
Yeah. Well, imagine being in your bedroom, waking up. And
Yeah. Hey, there's a little girl looking at me.
Scratching your nuts, and people are right there in your window going, hey, Matt, what are you doing? No, but when you were mentioning YouTube Live, and so I definitely want a show, this show, Nomad Radio, and other shows featuring specific, and yes, it's a performance thing, it's a polished thing, talking about a particular topic and leading into different categories of topics, like the Nomad Radio is like a general type of a show where we're talking about whatever, and connect with the community. I want that on Wednesday nights and possibly Saturday nights. On YouTube Live or Twitch are the two main choices. And from what I've heard, Twitch doesn't have what we want, like YouTube has what we want. People get on YouTube and they're looking for all sorts of things, and because Twitch was putting all their eggs into one basket with the live streaming, YouTube does pre-recorded stuff and and the live streaming, and it's like Twitch is at a disadvantage, and that's something that we can get into a little further down the road. But Twitch is at a disadvantage where they can't really add to their arsenal, whereas YouTube is adding from all sorts of different directions, and it has the power of Google behind them to do so. So YouTube is a great home for us, and if something ever comes along that's better that we could do that with, I'll consider it. But right now, for
our own Discord.
Sure, that'd be fantastic.
Have everyone just log into the Discord and chat, and we share the video purely from there. But then I think there's a bandwidth issue then,
Yeah.
But I don't know. We'll have to research that more. But yeah, no, you're absolutely right. Twitch is cool, but I think YouTube Live for the features that we're looking at now. And the big thing too is with our show, we want it to be more than just Matt and I. We're setting it up so that we can have a third person live in the the
Watch this. Hold on a second. I'm gonna show off some fun stuff.
But both
you haven't
cams are on
seen
me.
yet.
Well,
That's all right, because I just want to show that we can.
Oh, that we can.
Wacha.
There we go.
In fact, I'll turn off the. Was a third cam? It doesn't matter. There's the thing anyway. So there's a thing. And then
we could put your picture. You can be right there in that little third spot there.
Hold on one second. I got it. It's boom.
There we go.
So we have that.
That's what's going to be on the T-shirt, guys. Yeah.
Here's what I've been working on, folks. We have that, and then that goes away. Watcha. Oops, I didn't do it. Hold on. What happened? No, sorry. This one. Whoa. And then we have us, where this goes away. Whoa. And then. Whoa, in the corner.
Nice.
We got that as well. That's kind of neat.
Yeah.
And then where's the other thing? Did I get rid of the other thing? No, I didn't. So if you were out of there or whatever, boom, there's just that.
No, just Matt.
It's my time to shine. And then I have my corner thing as well, where I cover up chat because screw you guys. It's about me. It's not
about the old chat. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's that as well. So there's a lot of cool things that we can do, and also future shows. I'm not going to show too much of that because there's not that much to show. But yeah, so
and we're also set up for remote guests. So anybody who'd like to come on the show, all you have to do is let us know before the show that you want to come on.
Discord and more importantly, Zoom chats, and we even have a call-in line now that you can use for future episodes. It's
so if you just want to talk, and not be on the camera.
850-888-3231. So that we're not really advertising too much of, but it's a thing that we can take. That's something that we had back from the podcast days. So we still got that going on. So
We should have PJ come on the air with us.
So, John, you're not going to be without the just hanging out with Matt in the van.
That's never
thing.
going away.
This is for me. It's for you, but it's more for me. Like I want to put in the work and show something production wise that people can see with their eyeballs and be like, that's a cool product.
It's kind of like the farmer who grows vegetables but also wants to make a really nice salad. You want to make a really nice salad. You want people to be impressed by all the ingredients that you put in there.
It's like a storefront kind of a thing too. You know,
Sure.
you want to be able to have you want to be able to create the products and get the products to people, but you have to put up a decent storefront.
Jamie says he's screen recording. Say something funny.
Something funny.
Hello. 42.
Well, we just did something funny. We showed some Gilbert Gottfried.
Yeah.
We can't talk.
We had some real talent on the show. We played a really good clip.
That's
Gilbert.
why we're talking about us, because we can't top that.
No. But I think it would be really funny if we started incorporating some of that stuff into the show as well, like challenges and stuff. I talked about the karaoke challenge, and I know I have no chance of beating you, but I may sing a song better than you if I'm choosing what song you have to sing. Because, I mean, you're a great singer, but you can't sing every song. Yeah. And maybe there's
a Madonna-like a version. Well, somebody did that the other day. They tried to stump me. I don't know if you were there at the time, but I think it was because it was my buddy Travis was with me that I worked with. So, but at Charlie Horse, he's like, I got a song for you to sing. He goes, if I put a song up there, will you sing it? And I'm like, I don't get to just. He's like, no, I choose the song, but you got to sing it, and you got to sing it right. And I'm like, all right, sure. So he put up "Kiss" by Prince.
Okay. And
he's like, do it right, because I was singing it like myself, and he's like, he's yelling, do it right.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, started singing like, using a falsetto. So he's like, there you go, now you're doing it. I'm like, all right. So, no, I have no objection to doing fun things like that for content as well.
Mm-hmm. I think we have to get another person.
I don't think John would be happy because it's a little bit too dog and pony show for him. But
we could have Abby come on too and have her sing. I think that'd be funny.
Abby is Ben's daughter and our very first live guest I want in the studio for sure.
There you go.
I want to.
We got to get Bonnie in here too.
I want to seriously sit down. Bonnie has got a lot to say.
Oh, get all those stories recorded.
That'll be entertaining, to say the least. I'm going to use that screen record to make a TikTok that probably only I will find funny. Jamie,
I find all your stuff funny, Jamie.
I was going to say, Jamie is one of those people that if he thinks it's funny, he'll do it. And that's all that matters. Yeah. Like Jamie is the very representation of if I'm playing for an empty room, I'm still playing for my biggest fan. Yeah. Like he's out to make himself laugh.
And the fact that like he's working right now and he still finds the time to contribute to the show and listen. And I mean, I know he's working, so he can't be like 100% here, but there are so many people that are not working right now and they're still not listening and they're not contributing. So
I love his Jack Handy TikToks. that just makes me smile.
Yeah.
Like to do more Jack Handy stuff is pretty cool. Or like the Jamie version of Jack Handy.
Yes. Yes, it's his own version. Yeah. It's his own interpretation.
But he does some creative stuff. And there was one time that he did a TikTok that was kind of I made a comment on it where it reminded me a little bit, like just the visuals of it was very industrial rock, like very Nine Inch Nails, Trent Reznor sort of a thing, like very artistic. I thought it was kind of cool. I'm like, yeah, absolutely, do stuff like that. Get a little clip.
He just did a video too, and he used one of your responses in it. Did you see that?
Did he?
Yeah, just recently. Because I love all of his stuff, so I know when he puts up a new one because it doesn't have a heart for me yet. So
it should,
and I do. I love it. I go through and I watch every single thing he puts out. I don't know if it helps with his ratings or whatever, but I would assume it would.
But that's an example of we want to have a community of people that we can show.
Imagine we had a whole army of Jamies.
That would be
so many beard hairs everywhere.
Well, so speaking of folks out there, David, Mr. Star Trek, I think is what your handle is on TikTok. He's got a new. I mean, I could check on TikTok right now, but I won't. I don't want to mess up my phone. He's just started getting out of his comfort zone. He did his second TikTok
Nice.
post. So, like, I dig that. That's what
Mhm.
you want. I'm like, absolutely. If you have a desire to post something, to make something, to do something, and get out there, please do it, and I'll support the hell out of you.
Absolutely.
And
We'll even have you on the show. As much as promotion that hair everywhere.
hair.
As much as that does for all of our, on average, 50 watches or
Mhm.
whatever, but
But
it's
yeah,
getting better and better.
if you just want to jump on and say hi to me on TikTok and hang out for a little bit like buds, absolutely. That's what we want to do. We want to make that available to everybody. So we're not. I want as many eyeballs as I can on me, so I can say, hey, I got this cool thing on YouTube. Check it out, and then people can join the community and they can get to know us in one way or the other, and we can create good content. Like it all works together. It all works out. What are we doing for time? We still got
about 25 minutes.
25
We're
minutes?
good.
All right.
Yeah, no, this show ended up being just fine.
BSing.
Yeah, no, I mean, our goal is to talk about specific things, but
The cool thing is that we rarely done that. we
Yeah.
maybe glance over a couple things, but it's mostly like, this is awesome, guys. You're doing the awesome stuff.
yeah,
I have no problem with that at all.
yeah. Well, I watch a lot of YouTube, way more than I should,
Mhm.
but I watch people that I feel like if we were as good as them, I would be very happy.
Mhm.
And like I watch their stuff, and like one of them had a video they released last year, about a year ago, and it only had 3,000 plays. So I'm like, okay, that's not a lot. Like 3,000 plays. I mean, like that's definitely something that we could shoot for.
Mhm.
They've had this out for a year, and they're like known people. Like,
Well,
You know?
it's not a usual thing to do a live show, like your third live broadcast, and have 50 viewers
no,
immediately.
no,
Like that's the numbers that we're doing are pretty nice.
yeah,
Like on TikTok, we'd get like 200 views. Like not that. So one of the things that I've heard a lot, and I kind of agree with it, is don't look at the analytics. Don't really lean on those too much.
Mhm.
But I kind of do. I kind of peek at them,
Yeah.
and we're doing pretty decent for people who are just starting up, just doing this. Like for the, I'm really happy with
the amount of plays and the amount of interactions we're getting.
yeah.
yeah,
The eyeballs on us kind of thing. I want to try to stay away from that line again, but I mean that's pretty much what it is.
Yeah.
Eyes on us. New viewers, decent interaction. Any advice to get more followers on TikTok? Anybody?
Hand your account over to Jamie.
One thing I could suggest is find something that you enjoy, and
Yeah.
like I'm not the type of guy that, and I mentioned this before on TikTok, I'm not the 15-second, 30-second guy that can be like, I'm going to do a thing and it'll be cute.
So
And
you've produced plenty of that content,
I have,
but that's not really what.
but I'm not
you're-
happy with it. That's not my.
Yeah.
I don't feel that's my strong suit.
Uh-uh.
The hashtags do matter, and there are some hashtags that get picked up.
Well, so like you don't use anything local though. Like you don't do Knoxville, or you haven't attempted to do any of that stuff.
No, like the hashtag FYP for you page.
Yeah,
or something
yeah,
like that.
yeah,
I've heard that
that's
nudges,
supposed to help.
That moves.
It's
the
also
needle.
supposed to help that you're 19 and have double D's and you're a girl. That definitely helps too.
If you're for lack of a better term, if you're a nerdy fat boy like me.
Yeah. Well, we talked about maybe doing a podcast topless, but we don't know how that's gonna work out.
Although I have heard today, I did get some feedback from one of our female viewers that said that she misses the pool scopes.
Yeah,
'Cause-
sure. I remember the pool scopes. Yeah.
Treat me like a piece of meat. How dare you? Katie, you know who you are.
Yeah.
With all the thousands of podcasts I've listened to, all the same thing with that. The first 10 episodes, at least, just getting the hang and vibe of what will eventually come. Yeah, we just got to hit our stride.
Yeah.
With everything, and
We're still tweaking stuff.
We're doing really good. Like a Wednesday show, possibly a Saturday show, and then that's it. And then I'm on in the mornings talking to people and saying, hey, like we're there are things that other people would do a little different, but no, this is we're pretty locked
I think
in.
that's going to help us too, is if we're able to lock down a setup, like literally with our computers and our cameras and the lighting, and keep it. Like that's like we've restarted so many times over the years of the 7 ish years we've been doing 3-2-3-1, we keep restarting, and it's like, well, if we could just keep something consistent like Wednesdays, and of course I have to fuck up and take a class that meets on Wednesdays, but I had no other option.
That's so doable, though.
I know, it's fine because we just change the day or whatever. But
yeah.
Or we start really late when I get home. I don't know. We'll
the thing is, the time is the thing. I think
Yeah.
that matters the most is 7 p.m. when people have gotten home and they they want some sort of entertainment for the night. It's just Eastern 7 p.m. is what, 4 p.m. Pacific?
Yeah.
Something like that. So
it's
we
6
really
Central, 5 Mountain, Pacific, 4. Yeah.
So
But how many of those people are even listening? I mean,
that's the thing. I was like, we could do, and Casey, you let me know if she's still watching on TikTok. But we could start later, but I
Yes.
don't want to.
yeah.
7 to 9 is fantastic.
If we both took a nap, not together, but if we took naps on Wednesday, we definitely could start at like 8:30.
Guy, I
and
want
go.
I want the poll capability so I can start a poll. Who's the little spoon, guys? Let me just hear. In
Oh,
chat.
I would have
Who's
to
the
be
little
the little
spoon?
spoon. Yeah,
Say.
but I turn over a lot, so I'm like a turbine in bed. I'm just constantly turning over.
Great.
So I know it's not going to work out.
This is why I haven't.
Matt and I have slept in the same room before. We went on vacation. It was Orlando, right? And I knew Matt snored
This is
because
not a good
Matt has fallen asleep
I had
in
a
my
bad
presence.
night.
That was a very bad night.
I had a bad.
It was a bad night for all of us because Matt decided in the middle of the night that he was going to start up his chainsaw, that is his nose, and be so loud that I lost it. And we left the hotel room in the middle of the night, and I think we tried to sleep. I tried to sleep in the car. Oh, no. We left, couldn't get a hotel in that hotel. We had to go to another hotel and get a room. But, yeah, Matt and I have never tried to sleep in the same room after. No, we did. We did vacation together in another room, and your snoring wasn't anywhere near as bad. But that first time was just.
Listen, problem solved. When we get a hotel room, I'll stay in the van. I have my room.
Yeah, right.
So anytime we get, if we ever were.
But the funny thing is when you're sleeping, I don't hear you outside the van. So I think you losing all that weight too probably really helped your.
For real. Past few minutes is getting saved. When I clip that shit. Although that's.
What time do you get off work, Jamie? Is it like 11? I know because you work second shift. And I know during the summer you end up working first shift, so that'll actually help us.
And Jamie, if I may say so, I'm not putting any pressure on you whatsoever, but you're pretty good at editing. Like the stuff that you put on your TikTok, like it's pretty good editing.
You could definitely tell that there's some skills there.
Yeah.
I keep trying to get Abby into wanting to like sit down and actually start taking a video editing course with me, because I just know she would be very, very good at it because she already is good at it, and she hasn't actually been formally trained. And wouldn't that just be awesome if Abby starts editing all of her videos? 11, yeah.
That'd be great. I feel compelled to apologize, and I know I don't need to, but I feel compelled to apologize because I feel like that's one thing that I might want to learn, but I just like it's just leaning into that thing of mine where Matt doesn't need to do everything.
Yes.
I want there's so many things that I'm leaving room for in the future, like the merchandise and all that stuff that if I can I don't want to stretch myself too thin, and we're getting the passion back. I'm getting the I'm finding.
You want to concentrate on producing content, not editing the content. And being
like just by looking by what's on the screen right now, and everybody tell me what you think. Again, feedback is always welcome, but I think the way that we have it right now, pretty damn good. The last iteration that had a little bit of the comic book aspect to it, there's some tweaks and stuff.
I'm liking this better than the
Are you?
comic book
Okay,
stuff.
I
am.
Yep.
But again, I'm not somebody who's just casually watching it at home. I'm actively participating in the construction of its reality.
But to me, I'm really happy with this, and like learning what to do on OBS and the transitions and stuff like that. Like that, the OBS is my toy right now that I'm playing with, that I'm experimenting with. So I'm going to stick to that. They have like the audio is more of a maintenance thing now than a discovery sort of
Yeah,
thing.
it'll get better and better as we go on.
But it's like little tweaks and stuff here and there. But your focus is on your school. Your
That whole thing, that career thing, and the other projects that I'm involved with that are not 3231. But the great thing with 3231 though is that we put forth effort into it.
Filmora is what I would suggest for Abby to start on.
Is that a program?
Appears so. An app for editing?
Yeah. That was the other thing too. Sorry, I just got sidetracked there. Yeah, no, there's lots of different video editors out there, and I would like to legit buy one. And I think like Sony has a really good movie editor that's like not very expensive, and it's a very good one. And then there's Final Cut Pro, and there's all the Adobe stuff that's out there. But like that's kind of expensive. But I do know you can get like a subscription to the Adobe products. So if we just have somebody that knows more about this shit than us and can kind of school us, because we're quite familiar with a lot of stuff, but we're not proficient in. I mean, Matt's proficient in Paint Shop Pro.
I will not stop. Yeah, right. And Corel Draw and similar things, which is why I'm getting into Inkscape, and I need to learn more about Inkscape because that's the open.
I was
source.
messing with that the other day. That it was very powerful. I was very surprised how powerful it was.
It's got some legs. Like there's some there's a lot of stuff on there that I haven't learned about yet that I want to. It's just different shortcuts and like some of the things that I learned how to do on Corel Draw professionally. I can do with Inkscape, but it's not the same. You're not
it even asks you how you want it to set up. What do you want it to mimic? That's one of the cool things that I thought about that. Between Inkscape and GIMP, those two apps right there should cover a majority of the stuff that we need. We're never going super primo or anything like that.
No, but I'll never stop patting us on the back, that being proud of the fact of what we've accomplished, throwing things together. Like this is a pretty decent setup. Yeah. And like with Andrew coming by, our new friend, and looking at everything.
Shout out to Andrew. I spoke to Andrew twice today. Two crises almost averted.
Seems like a cool dude and somebody that we'd definitely love to get on board with us more often. But
he definitely wants to come on the show too. But he was very worried though that the things he was into we weren't into, and I'm like, no, we just care that you're passionate about whatever you're passionate about. You are totally welcome to come on the show. And we discussed. He's good for about 3 episodes. he could talk about a lot of different stuff. And I was very excited to hear about it.
That's what Nomad Radio is designed for, that we are interested in your interest.
Yes.
And that it's open to whatever. So not just to Andrew, but anybody watching these. You can communicate with me at 3231 and showing on your lower right hand of your screen, at 3231 and on the social media. Connect, and if you want to be a part of this, if you want to be a guest on here, if you want to contribute,
those things down there.
Yeah, let us know. We'd love you to be a part of it. But that's the whole thing. With
Everyone can contribute one way or another, whether it's through the chat, whether it's being a guest, whether you have a special skill, you have you fill somewhere on that niche. Your niche is something that we don't have. We'd love to hear from you and, make you part of our community.
But Andrew was one of those guys that came in, and it was kind of nice to hear. So we want people to contribute and give their expertise. But in that also, it was kind of nice for him to come in and go, no, you guys pretty much got it. Like,
it was nice. Yeah, it was nice to hear that. There's some more tweaking to be done, but it's pretty close to being there.
I'd change this and then maybe tweak that and do that. But
the one thing he mentioned was calibrating our monitors. So the next time he comes over, we got to remind him to do that because, he's actually done a lot of this stuff professionally, and you and I have just, you did graphic arts professionally, but I'm sure your monitor at work was already calibrated for you. It wasn't something that you had to do yourself.
Yeah, and because it was specific to Pantone coloring and to be able to properly show hex colors and stuff like that, because we use that for sublimation printing and stuff like that for silk screening and whatnot. No, I didn't really do silk screening that much. It was more sublimation, but yeah, that's sort of the graphics.
Your blue had to be blue, and your green had to be a certain green.
Yep.
Yeah,
you have to be able to tell what cyan is and how that's going to translate to a sublimation printer, and then onto a transfer and onto the shirt. Yeah, so it got really specific with that. So you can't like to have the 3 monitors with from different brands and whatnot, and have them all.
He made it out to seem like
solid.
it's all possible. I mean, it's just going to take like a half hour per monitor for him to get everything calibrated and looking better.
I'm all for it.
Yeah, for sure. And then exchange, we help Andrew out with some of the projects he needs help with. And if, we can do that for anybody. You don't have to be local. It just so happens that Andrew is local to us, and he's able to pop by when his schedule allows that. But, there's so many different things and so different ways that people can contribute to 3231. And if you're ready to take it to that next level,
still have all the stuff you made for the baby shower. Oh my gosh, yeah, yeah. So
yeah, that's right.
While I was working for a mom and pop setup, and had access to their equipment, and so that was a nice experience to have. I gained a lot of XP on merchandise, and had the chance to use the toys and print out a lot of stuff for a. I was a metal themed.
Lots of things were metal themed back then.
Just because that's my style. It's like, here's what I can do, and I can make it look like a backstage pass and all that stuff. So yeah, it was very much an Ocala Rocks kind of a themed baby shower, and so that was kind of neat to be able to make that stuff and stretch my legs a little bit. Everything pretty much has that aesthetic, the Matt Robarge aesthetic.
Yeah. Well, this has been fantastic. I'm really glad today, especially after last week, walking into a fucking meltdown. Like we got back to the house and you're just like, no,
we lost power.
Nothing is working.
We lost everything. Our whole crop is dead.
Yeah, I know. So I'm glad we were able to get something working. Especially when I had the idea this morning, like, hey, let's pull this shit out of the garage and let's utilize what we have in the house for now. We don't know exactly how long we're going to be down here, but even if it's 6 shows, 10 show, whatever, let's utilize it. And
very rare, very reassuring, very fulfilling that we can make these twists and turns, and they always seem to work out, the twists and turns that we're taking. So yeah, this
with some long breaks there, multi-year breaks, but it just wasn't meant to be at that time. We're definite firm believers, and things are going to happen at their own pace. And
one of the things that kind of annoyed me, a Pamism that she always used, was "it is what it is." And it's kind of like that always annoyed me that when she said that, but to be real, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Like everything happened when it happened, and it's just just to have that mentality of it is what it is. It's kinda, it's
well, it's cool too. I mean, you think about people like Trev. He was a fan from the minute you started broadcasting. And all the conversations that he heard about what we were going to do, convert the shed into a studio. Okay, well, the shed never got converted into a studio, but, here we are now, with,
realized.
Yeah. It looks a lot better now. The technology is better now. And maybe it didn't work out then because it wasn't ready. The baby wasn't done cooking in the oven kind of thing. And now we can pull it out and
we could have made
it is.
Just like that's where we have to really credit ourselves, that allow ourselves a little pat on the back, the recognition that we had what we had and we could make it work, and it would have been better than previous iterations.
Yes,
but this is better. Like it can things can only get better. Just like the song says. The next thing that we do or the tweaks that we make have to head in a particular direction, and we know that they will.
Yeah, the direction of Jamie.
definitely.
Oh, you were there for Matt's pool scopes. Holy shit.
He did some shed scopes.
We did do some shed scopes. We did. We also did some living room ones where we had everything broadcasted. I didn't realize Ian was from that crew.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, I mean it's crazy to me to this day that you still have fans from that far back. Usually, people, they only retain fans for so long. And it's they're constantly getting new fans and old fans are disappearing. You have so many people
not simply
that
the
are
time,
still there.
Yeah, not simply the passage of time, but with everything that's happened to me in those 7 years. Yeah, the people still stick around.
That's crazy. 7 years
awesome.
when you think about that.
It's nuts. And grateful throughout the whole thing. Like everybody got to know Pam, and that I learned that I had. Yeah, since he started. Yep. The fact that I've met the people that I've met on Periscope, that they've stuck around, that I've been able to talk to them and them to me about passion and the things that are important to us, the support that they've shown, getting to know Pam, the fact that just Pam had been like that in itself, getting Pam on Periscope and to be open to, because that was like,
because she never wanted to be an on-air personality. We talked about that, and she was not interested.
But we got her. We hooked.
Yeah.
her. She went from being off-screen, not wanting any
her voice. Yeah, that was just it. People would hear her voice, and that was it. And she never wanted to be on camera.
And immediately everyone's Pam.
Yeah. Slowly but surely, she got
taken over my damn broadcast, and I couldn't be happier.
Yeah.
So experiencing that whole thing and all the adjustments that I've made in my life, just super grateful the whole way through to get us to where we are right now. Like I'm an emotional
journey.
dude, a sentimental old dude, and that I won't stop looking back on.
Hello, Tom.
Tom T Square, what's going on, buddy? Matty Ice.
All is well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Man, and we got 5 minutes to go, and I don't feel like stopping. I think we should go for at least 10 more minutes.
Technically, we say 9:30.
Oh, that's right, didn't we?
Yeah.
Oh, we did. I'm sorry.
And we no. See, that's the thing is
7 to 9, 7 to 9:30. Yeah, we did say 9:30.
We say 7 to 9:30.
Yeah.
And we can so we have that little wiggle room where in local music terminology and live performance sort of thing, 7 p.m. is doors.
Yeah,
not
exactly.
band.
Yes,
not the show
true.
starts. So we could start at 10 minutes of, and then start and do the pre-show and then start the show at 7, or we can open the doors at 7, let people in and start and doing that. But then on the other end of it, it's the show ends at 9, but does it?
Yes. Yeah, we're not quite sure.
So to say 7 to 9 gives us the chance to be like, all right, I'm tired.
Yeah.
Gives us the excuse to be like, man, Ben always looking to run away. No, sometimes it's me. Sometimes I think there had been the past 2 shows. It's been me going, so I think we're done. And Ben's like, no, we still got stuff to do. We still got things to talk about. And I'm like, all right. And then we stay for another half hour, 45 minutes. I'm like, all right, that was worth it. That was pretty good.
Yeah.
But that's just the part of the show is the dealing with. We love naps. Let's just say it. Let's just call it what it is.
I don't nap anywhere near as much as I'd like to.
No?
But no, I don't.
Or they don't let you. Or is that just you don't know?
No, I could, but by the time I've taken my Vyvanse,
what's Vyvanse?
So I take something for my ADHD, and it's basically a stimulant, and it does not allow me to take a nap, and it kills my appetite for quite a while. So, what's the delay from the comment to you guys? Any idea? So, however that long was.
Oh, I'm not sure. We didn't do the
I was just checking my phone, Tom. I wanted to see if I had any responses to the stuff I shared to the broadcast, because normally I can usually get a couple people with my thousands of friends on Facebook. I can usually get a couple people to tune in, but it looks like today is just the regular 3231 crew, which is fine. At least we have people showing up and talking to us.
And I'm seeing 2 screens as well where we have the chat and then we have the broadcast of the chat, and then I have a second
Minute.
screen that is the broadcast on YouTube. So it's even more delayed. So I don't know.
Well, let's hold on. I can tell here. Hold on a second here because I'm also in the chat. Let's see here, and I will make a comment in the chat, and that'll tell us exactly how.
This is the house with the bunker. I don't know if you can look at it now. Bunker is just a fun way of saying we're in one of his. I don't want to, don't want to spoil the magic because I know Ben likes the magic, but it's just it's his basement.
No, but we were talking about bunkers before for sale,
Oh,
and that's what we were. Son of a bitch! All right, hold on. There we go. And I can see myself looking down. No.
I'm making adjustments as well. Oh, all right, so that's the best way to do it right there. Now that we have a full screen, I'm doing little tweaks and stuff. Yeah, we just killed the broadcast right there. A bunch of dead air.
That's great. Well, it's almost 9.
So, all right, that's just curious because I was pretty sure the other sites were about 15 to 30 seconds. I think it's the same-ish. Wouldn't you? Wouldn't you think it's about the same? About 15 seconds or so? Did you send yourself the... Oh. I need to take my meds. It's all falling apart. I'm telling you, it's a cool property, but the fallout shelter is something you don't see often.
Yeah, there was a time that I researched a lot of those properties, and you could get a shelter for very cheap comparatively, but you usually had to have $50,000 to $200,000 to sink back into the shelter to get it nice. It seemed like universally those shelters had drainage issues, and almost all of them had like a foot of water down, and that's not good. So there was a lot of work you had to do. And then even the ones that I see now, they're mostly old missile silos. And, obviously they're shielded and stuff from attack. But I could never afford one unless it was really cheap.
And there was a time when
I
I used to be concerned about property, and then I just got a van, and I'm like, I don't really pay. Like
Yeah.
you look at what's your dream home? Got it.
Yeah.
It's like my worldview has changed on that. Although some folks have said, and I've taken it to heart, that property still matters. It's just the type of property. Like I'm more in the market for parking lots now than,
sure.
for like a 3-bedroom whatever bath.
Yeah.
This was built into the side of a hill, it appears.
I'm looking for somebody who can come into our house now and help us build into the side of the hill secretly and just keep building my house into the mountain. And
Sure.
We won't tell anybody.
Do
we have to?
I mean, East Tennessee is a good.
There's so many
good
caves here and stuff. Yeah, no, that definitely with the next property that we're looking at, we really would like a cave somewhere on the property, or access to an underground river that runs.
Your options are better in Tennessee than they were in Florida, certainly.
Oh, for sure.
Your options would be better if you went.
Did you know, though, that there actually is lots of cave systems in Florida? They're not real deep, but there actually were caves that went all the way out from Bellevue to Ocala.
Mm-hmm.
And you could actually walk through the caves all the way.
Mm-hmm.
And then they...
Under Silver Springs, Silver Springs Boulevard, stuff like that.
Well, I don't know about Silver Springs, but I mean, I know it went up 441. And then they built a canine dog training facility on the one entrance, and that's how they keep people from getting in. Is they have all those crazy dogs to chase you away. But that was kind of something you didn't always know about.
But they're crazy because it's Florida.
Yeah, it's just crazy stuff.
This crazy stuff happens.
Florida, man.
The humidity and heat.
Mm-hmm.
But no, that's another point that we need to remind ourselves. We need to remind me more often to enjoy what East Tennessee has to offer. Mm-hmm. I need to remind myself of that. That it's not just. Even though I have more freedom now because of being in the van and the lifestyle that I have in broadcasting and all that, that I have the ability to, but I'm still not taking advantage of that. The like caves and the mountains and rivers and doing the stuff that I wanted to do in the van. So now that I need to remind myself. I sent the link to your Facebook Messenger.
Yeah.
To me or to Ben? Probably to me. Bunkers flood as me and Ben both use 2 shop vacs to empty inches of water.
Yeah. Yeah, that's happened multiple times too, Jamie. Jamie was here for the first time that's happened. It usually happens every February.
Let me take a second here. Ben, if you want to take the wheel, let me take
awesome.
a second here to look on my Facebook.
Yeah, so Tom's in North Georgia, and there's a good amount of caves in North Georgia for sure. And he's also into permaculture. Well, that's great, Tom. Yeah, man. Permaculture is something that I find near and dear to myself, and it makes a lot of sense. And I know years and years and years ago, I met this hippie couple, and they asked me what I was into. And I listed about 12 different things that I was really interested in. And they're like, oh, so you're into permaculture. And I'm like, perma what? And then they're like, yeah, all that stuff you talked about, that's all permaculture stuff. And I'm like, okay. And they're like, yeah, you need to look it up. And I'm like, okay. And then years went by. And then I finally listened to a podcast. And the Jack Spirko of the Modern Survival, he started talking about permaculture. And I'm like, wow, this is awesome. This is really cool stuff. And then I looked up to see, was there any permaculture groups in my area? And there was an awesome statewide group in Florida. And then I found out about permaculture design courses. And then I took one. And then I took another one. And then I started my own permaculture group. And that was Permaculture Ocala. Oh, here we go. Well, this is nice. 44 acres, 3-bedroom, 2-bath. It was built in 1982. Or 1987, I'm sorry. How much are they asking for? Oh, it's off market. Okay.
3-car garage. And
Yeah. How many square feet?
Is that going to say here, you think? Rooms, bathrooms, interior features.
It is definitely cool stuff for these times. Yeah, no, there's no doubt. And anybody who's still doing like decorative landscaping, it's like, no, you need to be doing edible landscaping.
Land info?
Yeah.
44 acres?
Yeah, that's total. But I mean, like the actual structure itself. Is there any pictures of the structure? Or is that it? Oh, no, there's multiple. All right, well, we'll keep going.
Let's see. Can I bring that?
Ooh.
There we go.
It sold a few months ago. Well, everything's for sale. Oh, it's got a pond. Nice house. Okay.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Nice
that's
open
decent.
concept there. It's going to be loud, though.
That's a nice.
Oh,
bathroom.
look at that.
Look at that.
Look at these. My van's better.
Your van gets better gas mileage for sure.
Yep. Absolutely.
Okay. Nice gun cabinet.
Yep.
All right.
Of course, the gun cabinet. The guy's a
Sure.
It's a prepper's dream right there. Oh, a little shop there, a little salon kind of thing.
Yeah. So living off the land is a myth. Nobody can completely live off the land. But if you have a sustainable property where you're producing a lot of things, oh, look at that. Little A-frame cabin that they built onto.
Mother-in-law
You could be part of a community of people who are also very self-sufficient. And, oh, there we go.
That's a desktop right there. That's a wallpaper. That's beautiful.
There we go. There's
go.
the shelter.
Now we're getting into the good stuff.
Dun, dun, dun.
I love urban decay is one of my favorite things.
Look at that. All right.
Urban decay is awesome.
Ooh.
Look at that. Look at these.
Has an indoor shooting range. Well, that's great. You need that. Wow. That's pretty cool. Oh.
Oh, you can put on some gigs here.
Yeah.
It looks so cool and so creepy at the same time.
Yep, there's the escape hatch. Oh, wow, and it's in 3D right there. That's cool. Oh, wow.
That's brilliant.
All that storerooms and stuff. Wow. That's very cool.
So much room for activities. Indiana, right?
Tom, where in South Florida did you live? I grew up in South Florida. That's very cool.
I need a better transition, but boom.
Bloop, 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 bloop.
And we're
There
back.
we go.
I need to do a better transition.
Yeah, Tom, I lived in Plantation for a few years, and then we left in 2002 to move to Ocala, and we lived in Ocala for about 14 years until we left and moved to North Carolina. Matt said South Carolina the other day.
Did I?
But no, I never lived in South Carolina. Yeah, it was North Carolina. We lived in the taint of North Carolina, also known as Jacksonville, North Carolina, which is home of Camp Lejeune.
One of the biggest, if not, like I think it's like for the southern area,
Davy
like
Cooper City, right next to Plantation.
the biggest Domino's pizza area. They always talk about Camp Lejeune with Domino's. They're like, it's huge. So maybe like a district office or like a main office. I don't know.
There's just a lot of Marines ordering pizzas, I'm sure.
Matt, look up the proper people on YouTube for the best Urban Decay. Oh, nice. I love the aesthetic. Whenever I find something like abandoned, I'm subscribed on Facebook to it, abandoned homes or abandoned. I think it's just called abandoned, but yeah, the whole thing of old abandoned homes and places, haunted places, kind of.
Tom, did you ever call BBSs back in the day? Were you one of those old school geeks? I don't know how old Tom is.
He's old.
Yeah, he's old like us.
Old like us.
Oh, okay.
How do you YouTube?
You just go back to the web. You did it with Gilbert.
But this is to look up something on YouTube.
Oh.
The proper
people.
We found the Smile Room in an abandoned asylum. Oh, an abandoned asylum. Nice. Yeah, I don't like super creepy, but I dig the idea of letting nature take its course on certain places.
Like Detroit?
Here we go. This found. Oh no, it's actually. I just like the visuals. I don't want to hear people. Like Detroit, yeah, or the.
Oh no, Tom! I was saying bulletin board systems. Did you ever call those back before the internet was a thing? I mean, it was always a thing, but the only reason I asked that is because I knew a lot of people from South Florida, and they were all geeks, and they were all online way before the internet was like a big thing. So he's in between us. I'm 40. You're almost 50.
Yeah.
They're good because they're respectful to the property.
We'll go back to this here. Get rid of that. There we go.
Oh, there we go.
So yeah, like abandoned buildings and things like that. Now, how do you change the view on here? Like, we've changed. The stuff's changed here. How do I go to? It's like they're like a theater mode kind of a thing.
I don't know. I stopped using Google. I'm a brave guy now.
If there's not, there needs to be.
Yeah.
Like you could just be able to hit one mode and have it go to like a theater mode kind of thing. But Urban Decay, trendy Urban Decay design looks for your apartment makeover.
Oh,
So, like,
awesome!
deliberately making your property look like.
What have you ever seen that where they take the Mercedes vans and they wrap them in a body of like an old van?
Oh yeah.
That's decaying.
Yep. Yeah.
Nice.
So.
Well, Tom, I'm definitely glad that you're into the geek realm like we are. South Florida had a very good geek culture with all of the tabletop role-playing shops, all the Tate's Comics, lots of live music.
1701, the sci-fi city of Orlando.
Well, I was talking South Florida. Central Florida's got its own deal for sure. Sci-Fi City was amazing. And then we have a Sci-Fi City here in Knoxville too, which is just great. Oh, there's a lot of good things about Florida, for sure. The elevation's not one of them, though.
So that's part of the part of the project that we have to look forward to for Knoxville is reconnecting with what exists in Knoxville for
there are so
the
many
nerd culture.
So many things. There's a Rocky Top Gaming Expo is coming up. We need to definitely go to that. It's only $40.
Funny, they just opened one by me. Pretty excited to see how it is. Open to what by you?
Sci-Fi City.
Really? So, anybody that doesn't know,
Thank you, Ian.
we have this. Guys have to
Thank
go.
you for
The
joining
dogs
us, buddy.
want outside, catch you later. Yeah, thanks, Ian. Thanks for dropping by. Sci-Fi City has miniatures like war gaming, the board games, comic books, collectibles, statuettes, kind of thing.
No video games.
Dice. No video games.
I'm kind of glad they don't do video games though. Like leave that to other places to do video games.
But Bearded Browncoat did. But although
that's totally different.
That's the retro stuff. Like the retro video gaming is kind of neat. Yeah, and they had tables for sit-down pen and paper role-playing games and stuff.
And a large collection of role-playing game supplements.
I think there is
the largest in the area.
This is just my personal preference, but I think that there is a little bit more of a tweak that I would put on the Geek Den, the gaming store, where I would add a coffee bar slash cigar bar kind of a thing, like the coffee house, where like we had the idea. One of the many ideas that we had that Ben wanted to run with was the concept of taking a tabletop gaming. Tom says tabletop gaming shop with Magic, D&D, comic books, action figures. Yeah. Oh, nice, very cool. I look forward to your report, sir. Let us know when it does open up. Or if it just opened up, check it out and let us know. Ben and I had the concept of pretty much 3231 in establishment form, like a place you could go that was 3231 land kind of thing. It was the place I liked so much was the radio station.
Yeah.
There was an AM radio station that they weren't really doing anything with. They ended up doing like Pilates or something like that with
Roomba. They were doing Roomba dancing and stuff. Yeah, it was
same thing.
Terrible.
But it was an old radio station that were like, oh, could you imagine a place that had a small music venue, and it also had attached to it like some classrooms, so that if any people that wanted to learn about different forms of entertainment or wanted to learn about art classes or
it was going to be the Ocala Rocks. It had something to do with the Ocala Rocks. I remember because it was way before 3231, but it was whatever conglomeration we were currently kicking around at the time. Yeah.
There was the idea of, well, I just say 3231 because it's like it ended up being, we ended up taking pretty much everything that we did since we met was, all right, well, let's strip away this stuff and let's use all the good stuff and add other good stuff onto that. And maybe
from Ocala Rocks to Southern Uprising, which Southern Uprising was one that I forgot about.
Yep.
Brick City Music Collective. I mean, we had a lot of these community-focused organizations that we tried to launch, and we tried to get people, involved.
The idea is a one-stop shop for the things that we love, and because there are bands, and bands always need the same thing. There are artists, and artists always need the same thing. And we wanted to, there's the idea of building a community center kind of a thing, which is basically what it would be as a community center for specifically for entertainment purposes. Yeah. If you're in a band, you need the merchandise, you need to record, you need the practice space, you need a place to perform. So like lights and sound and video, incorporating the things we learned from Ed in Backstage Lounge as far as like how to put on a good show and how lights work and how sound works, and like they're all interesting things. And to be able to do that all together, where people, no matter what type of music you do, something will apply for you here. And then, okay, maybe you're not into music, maybe you're into art. So if you want a place where you can get on a computer and or access books, access some sort of resource material to help you in whatever endeavor you want to do, where there's a place where you had a reading area and a computer area and a printing press and a wide format printer for merchandise and stickers, and
we had it all figured out, Matt.
It's a really cool idea.
Yeah. It was just a shame we had to make a profit to pay for everything, and we couldn't make a profit.
Stupid money.
Yeah.
Ruins everything. It does. Really.
Well, and then we were able to get a space that we were able to rent for very cheap, and all that stuff was thrown out the window, and we became just a rehearsal hall, and we did that for a time, and then that kind of ruined us on having a physical location because of cost.
Yeah.
It just costed so much money, so we kind of moved our things more online because that was so much cheaper than having a physical location that we could use.
Ben and I love the vision, but the reality of it was that it costs a lot of money, and everybody wants to make money. Nobody wants to spend money.
Yes.
So you get very little contribution from the particular community that we were interested in helping out.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, got their hand stretched out of like, how does this benefit me? What is this going to do for me? How can I use this studio? How can I use your time? How can
and I love when I tell the story versus how Nicole tells the story, because when Nicole tells the story, no one supported us. And it's like, no. You can't say nobody supported us. We definitely had groups that did support us, but they weren't enough.
There was a particular threshold that not a lot of people wanted to cross.
No, they didn't want to pay money to rehearse somewhere. They're like, well, we rehearse in a garage, or we have a storage unit. It's like, okay, well, you can practice here. And they're like, can we leave our stuff up? And like, no. Can we do drugs in your studio? No. Can I drink till 4:00 in the morning? And no, you can't do any of those things.
Yeah.
So it's like, well, that's what we get to do at our rehearsal space.
I got to be responsible. No.
Yeah. Can you lock up? And that's what it ended up being. We ended up just renting out the space to people who were responsible. Your band was one of them, and then we had some guys from the band Rewind. They rehearsed there on a somewhat regular basis, and they were great. They were older guys, so their partying days were done, and they would lock up and leave money for us, and But and then Slow Motion Killers. There's not a very long list of bands. Slow Motion Killers was another one that was extremely supportive of us, and then Fear to Fail.
Henry and the Henry was supportive.
Henry Grady was supportive in the fact that he would come in and he would produce and be a sound engineer for certain products. So he would
bring in bands that pretty much were Henry adjacent.
Yes.
So when Henry wasn't there, we had no kind of like drip and those type of things. Like we had when Henry came, he had like sort of a, for lack of a better term, a little cavalcade following him. But then Henry leaves, and the other band's
Yeah. I mean, we could have done a lot of stuff differently, but we were kind of hamstrung with that studio. One, we didn't have. We couldn't
for
get
a party area versus a rehearsal space.
Yeah, exactly. They wanted a party area, and we weren't about to do that. But we couldn't get internet for the studio. How do you run a studio without internet? You know what I mean? So that was like a hamstrung thing, and
that was back then.
Yeah, exactly. So
now it's like there would be.
There's no way you could do it without internet now. So we still managed to do stuff, but there's some good recordings. I still have 2 recordings, full albums that were recorded there, and I like to listen to them every so often, just to remind me that good music was possible to get out of that studio.
One of the I am happy that I don't know. Does sleepwalking exist anywhere?
So I don't know. That's a good question. I backed up a whole bunch of stuff, but then I also lost a whole bunch of stuff. So that was your attempt at making your own.
That was just goofing. That was to see an example of, all right, if I don't have a band, I don't have people. Yeah, everybody's working, everybody's doing their thing, and it's just me, and I have access to a recording studio. What can I produce that is that may be defined in a vague way as music.
Yeah.
So it was like, I'm not a drummer, I'm not a guitarist. All I do is I have my voice, and that's about it. So I used the recording equipment, and I beatboxed and multi-tracked and made some noises. And then the B-side of Sleepwalking was Butthole Doom that I did, which I thought was hilarious. Which was me I had a old rusty bass. Rusty strings on a bass, and I was making guitar noises with it using a distortion pedal and stuff, and trying to come up with something that sounded like a Black Label Society parody, a metal, very metal thing. So it was like, yeah, it was nice. Like it was kind of like, okay, so I made something myself. I technically made music.
We'll do a tribute to the Ocala Rock Studio one show, and we'll play a few songs, some of the very select fine things that were recorded in that studio. Another show that I thought about we could do is the first band that I was ever in was a punk band called Saint and Surfers, and I was the lead singer at like all of like 6 or 7 years old. So if you want to hear me sing songs,
that's when we were joking about the return to Saint and Surfers. We were
yeah. Wake Up Bonnie, and there's all sorts of great songs on there that we will listen to for like 10 or 15 seconds each and skip, and then we'll just wonder what was going on, what kind of abuse was Ben going through that these songs still exist, and maybe we'll get the guitar player on the air with us.
We'll do an underground indie,
a listening party.
Yeah, listening party kind of thing. But that would be an awesome show to incorporate people that want to submit music that they may have made as well.
Yeah, but you got to be like an unsigned guy. It can't be any music that's registered with the IRAA or ASCAP or anything like that. We can't play any of that stuff. But if you're in a band and you want us to play some music, we are more than welcome to do that. We'll have.
What was that thing? We use the term unsigned in a couple different things. I'm trying to remember some of that stuff.
It's still in some of the promotion for 3231 that like unsigned musicians, and, to give us a call. And most bands are unsigned. They're not. Their music's not going to get us copyright notices and stuff.
But with times have changed, and we have things like synthwave and a lot of EDM and stuff like that. Like a lot of music that you'd see on TikTok, for example. The people making their own music in their homes. There's some really cool people that are making some awesome music, and I've gotten to know a couple of
Bridger Web, right?
As a matter of fact, I wanted to show something as well. See if I can pull this up. So. Bridger is a friend of ours from Florida that
he was the bass player in Fear to Fail.
He Captain Bridger came up with a bunch of stuff. Let me see if I can figure out how to add this on. This schmozzy 30 seconds, and I don't know which one is which.
Well, I'm sure the audience will be just fine with you playing. Oh.
But one is forget. I don't know which one is which, but let's just try this. So he just did this on his computer.
This is going to be my theme song for when I come back from the bathroom. Oh, there you go. That one's 113. The other one's 31.
Oh, okay. So it was like you're listening to 3231. We'll be right back.
So confused. Where did they go?
So I had him make these little stingers, little bits. And I told him, go ahead and make a whole bunch of those. So he's in the process of making those for me. Just cool little 30-second bits that we can put in between ad reads and stuff, in commercial breaks and whatnot. Nice intro intermission. Right, exactly. Yeah. So
Bridger will be adding more and more.
There's another guy that I want to say it was on Periscope that I talked to. I forget where it was. I'm thinking it was when I was in Florida, but I can't recall. But this guy's like, what's that?
No. Hold on. So if I open up the window, hold on. Oh, how do I?
What are you trying to do?
Trying to open up a new window.
And okay.
All right. Will that let me? Or do you move it onto my screen?
Move it onto your screen.
Yeah. I want to see if this will work. It might work. Okay. And nobody can see this window, right?
Nobody can see now.
Okay. There we go.
Ben's goofing off with the computer.
We're trying something.
Unscripted, unsanctioned.
Yeah.
nobody is. Let me just make sure. Yes. Nobody can see it. Nobody. It's not on the screen. This part isn't. Now, if
Everybody's got your password now, Ben.
no, well,
No.
but there is a window that chat window right there is what, like, and if I put anything on top of that little space on the right,
It'll go through?
You'll be able to see it. So luckily you can't see that now. So you're safe. What are you doing? Music.
Yeah, I was gonna. Let's see.
Ben's
here.
messing around with right now. He's messing around with
It'll be here. There we go.
Plex. Drip. Oh. Here's a sample.
Yeah.
Was Choke the one
That was one of the good ones. Oh, well, so if I just play it, it'll just go over, huh?
Might, yeah, it should.
Yeah, it's probably a wise idea.
Copyright.
No, it's not actually, but that's fine.
It is?
Yeah, no, that's fine. No, you can cut out there. Yeah, but no, none of their stuff ever got copyrighted. The band split up and they moved to Portland.
But you don't know how YouTube is going to act, or they could hit you, just be like, we think that might sound like something else, and then they'd strike it.
Yeah, and then we sue them because they don't have the rights to it. But I understand what you're saying. But
Matt, are you able to change that background to the Nomad image, or
Nope.
do you have to use program-specific ones?
Matt can put whatever he wants. As the background.
This right here, so I can do, have the Nomad radio thing in the background, or I'm using stock footage.
Ooh.
I can do some cool galactic type of jobby thing.
Yeah, that's good.
Or the desktop, I can do that as well. So I can put a whole bunch of stuff in the background for us to observe.
Yeah.
But the idea of Nomad Radio, I just got some stock footage and threw that up on there. So many cool things that we can do with this stuff.
Yeah.
But I would love to get music on here, but yeah, I just thought of that with YouTube. I don't want them jumping down.
I think once we move to our own thing and our own, if we're broadcasting off our own Discord, and we'll figure out the video thing, and then there won't be anybody monitoring what we're doing. It'll just be us going out. And with the internet bandwidth we have available to us, we should not have any problems
And not that I'm
broadcasting to everybody off our own thing.
Yeah, not that I'm pointing at like people in particular being like those guys, those fuckers. I'm not saying that. It's just because a lot of time it's bots, it's the algorithm. And I just don't want to trigger anything.
No.
Well,
that's why also if you're featuring unsigned bands, you know what I mean? Like you're doing a favor. You're wading through a large pile of shit and showing you some shiny nuggets.
And it's not just bands either, but individual artists that like can just make something like Bridget. That's why I wanted to show an example of somebody that like they're just goofing off on their computer making a cool thing.
Yeah.
And I really dig like synthwave and darkwave are awesome. And a lot of times it's just a guy at a computer and a keyboard. I kind of want to do that myself, but I don't. I'm like the resources and stuff. I don't.
You could learn how to edit video in that same time.
That's where I'm like, okay, so if I really wanted to do that, I could do that. But there's also 3 other things that I really want to do, and I'm like, so I just like.
You know how you figure out how you do that? You just roll dice.
It's true.
And just figure out that way. Let the dice do it.
That's true.
But I want to thank Tom and the other Tom. No, it's Tom.
You got
Ian.
Joey.
Yeah.
Tom,
Jamie.
Ian, Jamie, Chris jumped in for a little bit. Nicole jumped in for a little bit.
Yeah.
I want to thank you to everybody that's stopped in and said hello for a little bit. We appreciate you. Oh, it's Jen Jen is on TikTok now saying, I'm in a band. It's called 1234. It's spelled like 3231.
No, that's fine.
Jen, you missed. We were on YouTube. You could have jumped on board and hung out with us. Al showed up as well. A new friend on TikTok showed up also. YouTube.323.1 or youtube.com/3231.
We'll be back Saturday
But yeah, we
for at least an hour.
we're doing our live show. We're wrapping it up right now. But a great show, guys. Time goes by fast. It does. Thank you guys for showing up. Thank you for hanging out with us. Anybody watching on replay, thank you very much. As always, follow us if you haven't followed us yet. I just screwed that up. Let's do that again. One more again. Follow us if you haven't followed us yet. Please share the broadcast with your friends. Always nice to make new friends. And connect with us at 3231. It's at 3TWO3ONE on all sorts of social media, and especially on TikTok, where I'll be jumping on and reconnecting with the community. Thank you to our latest subscribers, Sam Goodfellow, Ted Shepard, and, of course, Ian. For our latest subscribers, we hope to have more folks join the list of people in our community. But John, thank you also. What time Saturday? Well, Wednesday and Saturday, 7 p.m. we're looking at. I may do something on top of that, but that's scheduled. Yeah. We're going to schedule Wednesday and Saturday night. So, and of course, you never know. Tomorrow, Ben might go, hey, you want to do a show again?
Yeah, we never know. Tomorrow I'm going to be busy. Thursdays are bad days for me.
All right. Thank you guys so much. Have a great night, and we love you. Love you. Bye.
Bye-bye.